Good morning, everybody. I y'all doing this morning? It's 12:28 on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. That's it's on Saturday.
Been having a lot of good luck with hot drinks recently.
Yeah, we had a bit of a no cameras on yet.
Please,
We've had a bit. We had a bit of a spillage.
Not a bit of a spillage. My entire grande caramel macchiato just fell on the ground, and I'm in my feelings. Like it fell, like the lid came off. It all.
Yeah, we had a bit of a spillage. So happy New Year to us. This is Glory 93.9 FM, your favorite gospel station. You just heard from Davey and Chase. The Blame It melody.
What is happening?
It's the Blame It medley, the brand new release from Davey and Chase. That's how we started the show this year. Blame It. That's what we're doing. So that's how we started the show. And so welcome. This is That Good Morning to Tea, a show that usually comes your way in the AM of the Bahamas. But what we decided to make it worldwide.
Right.
And somewhere in the world,
right,
it is indeed morning.
Because it's an international show.
Because it's an international show.
I can't hear myself in
We're on
headphones.
StreamYard. You can't?
Nope.
Is your headphones plugged in?
No, because I could hear the song.
But you can't hear yourself?
Yeah.
I can hear you though.
That's very strange. I mean, I'm in there, but maybe very quietly. Hello, 1, 2. It is coming through a lot of hair, so that could be it too. That could also be it.
Welcome everybody.
Carry on smartly.
We know you can't see us as yet. We still, someone getting things on. We're still trying to sort some technical difficulties out. We haven't been here since last year.
Honestly, this is like me going back to work. Like, how do I do this again?
Yeah, so I'm trying to remember how things operate. And so if y'all can just y'all can just bear with us. And while y'all bear, just go ahead and share.
Delton, you started the new year on fire.
While y'all bear, just go ahead and share. Just go ahead and share the live for us as we go ahead and get ourselves situated and saturated on this beautiful Saturday
my
morning.
drink, babe.
Yeah, no, let's go ahead, man. And it's going to leave a little stain on the carpet as well.
Let me get some more tissue, please.
Yeah, no, we still ain't get no view yet. So
No view.
no view meaning that our cameras aren't on yet. So you can
All right.
you can leave as I try to screw the camera on. So what has happened was, right? So we have we had a mid-season break, and as most of you know, once you leave work for any long period of time, you don't remember how you do things when you get back. And so, as I got ready to start the live, the computer decided, oh, it's very low. That's what happened. So as I got ready to start the live, can you hear us now? Someone saying they couldn't hear us. So sorry. So yeah, so we were talking. So
They didn't hear from the beginning.
I don't know if they heard from the beginning or not. I'm not sure. But we had a little, like I said,
Literally less than an espresso shot left.
like what usually happens is when you leave to go to work and then you come back days after or weeks after, you don't remember how everything operates. So I'm doing a little troubleshooting as we talk, as try to figure out exactly how do you do this again. So anyway, sorry, it's okay. So they can hear us. All right, so I think it's probably yes. On the radio was having some issues. But anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome to those listening on Facebook, because you're not watching us yet. To those listening on Facebook and those listening via the 93.9 FM frequency or whatever it is that your car speaks. If your car speaks Japanese, I'm not sure what channel you're listening to. 81.9, 93.9. No, I know 93.9. I think it's either 81.9 or 79.9. Something like that. Something strange like that. Wherever you're listening to us or tune in radio, thank you so much for tuning in. You're listening via my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, Glory 93.9's Facebook page, or on the YouTubes. Or Vera Akko Wilson's page. My apologies, man. I said I'm trying to remember how things operate. All right, so let me try and get back. Take it to my life. Are you going back in?
It was the whole grande cup. It's a lot of
It was.
tissue needed
I'm
to
not gonna lie, it
soak
was.
up.
Yeah, you might need a cloth or something.
Yeah, I need a cloth. Let me find a cloth.
I don't even have a cloth from here, man. We have newspaper. That's still here. That's what we do have. So anyway, newspaper right in my room. Right, we've been gone for some time, and we've missed Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas to all of you, to all those that we missed. So Merry Christmas, and we've also missed a New Year. And so, Happy New Year to you who I might not have seen, or to you who I don't know. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. So, like I said, for those on Facebook, give us a few seconds. All right, a few minutes. I'm trying to figure out how things operate, and so give me a few minutes as I navigate to the situation. This is live radio, live TV, behind the scenes. I was just behind the scenes, so you can see exactly like how much things I'm clicking on right now to try and get this thing working. I wish y'all could see to understand. Like I ain't joking. No, I really try to remember how to get these things working. I was trying to get the situation in the video to work with the situation, but the situation didn't situate.
Not the unsituated situation.
So the situation didn't situate, and now here I am, all alone, conflicted.
You can let that soak.
Yes, let that soak there. So we have newspaper on our floor. All right, so okay, try to go live now. All right, not live. I mean, we are live. Let me try to get the video.
Go ahead, because at this point in time, it's going to take me a minute.
Get the video together. Video. West Virginia.
What? Oh my goodness. Listen, good morning-ish, yeah? Good morning. I haven't said good morning yet. It's going to take me a minute, guys. It's going to take me a minute.
Right,
for those of you that are just joining us.
Hey, there you go. Look at you.
I came in. First of all, let me start from the beginning of the story. Because the beginning of the story goes, I was ready before Delton. I was ready before Delton.
Definitely.
And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get me some breakfast. Thank you, Marisha. We all want to know. I'm going to get me some breakfast. I went to McDonald's, got some pancakes, went to Starbucks, got me a grande triple caramel macchiato.
Oh, triple.
And then I thought, wait till I'm situated in a comfortable position in order to enjoy my breakfast. So I'm eating my pancakes, just sipping lightly on my macchiato. I ain't go all the way in yet. And just as Delton logs on, what was I doing? Putting on the headphones, eh?
You're trying to pass me the headphones. And lo and behold, boom.
I was in my seat ready, but Delton come late. And he come in his seat late. So I have to pass him his headphones. Next thing you know, the entire confection. That's from Matilda. The entire confection.
I'll say Happy New Year, Alfred.
The whole drink was on the floor. Alfred been really Alfredding.
I'll say happy day.
Alfred been Alfredding over the Christmas break. So guys, excuse me if it's gonna take me about 20 minutes to get over that. I am a little bit sad.
Well, for me, I do what I normally do at DGMT. I made myself
First of all, that's not even your cup.
I mean, you had your special cup now.
I just can't right now.
You had your special
because
cup.
After all is said and done, I've not had any coffee. I don't have a hot drink with which to accompany me, with which to teach. I can't stand you. I just need a minute, guys. I need a minute. But in the meantime, say good morning to Delton.
You don't have a hot beverage,
and he took my cup, Franklin. Can you believe that? He's low. He's low.
No, so you don't have a hot beverage, don't you?
I feel really discombobulated. I don't know what to do.
Anyway, guys, once again, welcome.
Julie, I tried to level up, and I'm paying the price. I'm trying to be more than I am.
So Jody answered, Delton, please buy my friend the new coffee. Yeah, no, it's not gonna happen. I have coffee here though. I made a nice little special blend of coffee here, but she was like, "No, peasant."
Hold on, I offered Delton.
No, peasant.
I offered Delton.
I
offered Delton, and Delton said to me, "Yeah, I don't drink Starbucks like that, so I don't know what to order." Okay. That's a personal thing. So anyway, let's not dwell on this
peasant,
any longer.
I'm going to the fancy coffee store to get myself a grande, triple something, half and half.
I'm
with
really
2 pumps coconut.
Like, I'm not even jokingly devastated.
And so I was just like, anyway, let's come to the office.
And she made it right too.
Oh man, like, it smelled good. I ain't lying. When I smell on the floor, it smells.
Okay, guys, it's been a wonderful show, but honestly, I'm just not in the right frame of mind. I'm not in the right headspace.
What I smell on the floor, this is
so
amazing.
I'll be taking my leave.
What I smelled on the floor, it was amazing. I can smell it. However, mine smells good.
Delton, I sense that there is joy. You have joy in my devastation, and I don't know how I.
Because you say it's going to Starbucks, you don't say McDonald's. You threw McDonald's in there on the curve.
No, because I went to start. You know what? It's too much explaining.
Good, everybody. Happy New Year, everybody. Merry Christmas. Let's get
yes, happy. Oh my gosh! Listen, regardless of how I feel this morning, it's still a happy New Year. Yeah,
still a happy New Year.
Still a happy New Year. It's a happy New Year to all our listeners and viewers. Let's go from the top. Jody, Donnie, Franklin, Cassie, Colin Johnson II, KK. Who's KK?
All right.
Who's KK? KK, hey, KK. Who's that? Marisha, Stephanie's on the live. And to all of you, Miss Mary Walker, Mr. Dwayne Rowe, to all of you on the live, very, very pleasant good morning.
Merry Christmas.
I
just want to say, FYI.
More happy New Year.
I know we were closed, so if you all have my Christmas gift there and you all have a chance to get it to me, the office is open now. So I know y'all wondering.
Some of you may have driven past and couldn't get in.
Y'all was wondering, I forgot to give Delton that gift. Listen, I know. But the office is open now. So feel free to come on by anytime between Tuesday, because Monday's a holiday again. Bless the Lord. Bless the Lord, bless the Lord, bless the Lord. So anytime from Tuesday to Friday, feel free, come on down. You can drop that gift off.
I'm happy to come and pick up anything dropped off for me here.
We missed your birthday. Your birthday came and gone.
We're going to do housekeeping. I was going to make a big deal about my birthday in that section. But good morning, one. Good morning, all.
Good morning, short. Good morning, tall.
Good morning, big. Good morning, small. Good morning, all.
Hello, everybody.
We reach.
So I'm Delton.
Hey, Candice. Howdy.
This is your first time. It's your first time listening to the show. You don't know who we are. I am
God.
Delton.
It's good to start with that.
Good to start with that. Like, what is happening on the show right now?
Right?
But someone tuned in for the first time. They're like, what exactly is happening on the radio? I am Delton.
And I am Vera.
And together, we are.
I was like, who are we?
Who are we? We are DGMT.
Who are we?
Plus you. Making up the DGMT family. That Good Morning Tea, a show on 93.9 FM, where we talk about the things the world's talking about that's happening in the world, and somehow, some way, some form,
the church people them affected,
we bring it to Jesus. So
we bring
that's what the show is about,
to the cross. So that's what we're here for.
That's why
Delton likes to put in this disclaimer, and I think on a day like today it is more apt than any other day. No, that's not even the disclaimer. I mean, let that run across the screen.
Oh, that one?
We're not theologians. We're just kind of millennials talking things. That's what we're here to do. Talk things. We don't necessarily...
Opining.
Opinionated opinions. That's what we're here to do. So we love to hear from you guys. Love to have your contributions. The thoughts, views, and comments expressed on this show are not those of the management, staff, or sponsors of Glory 93.9 FM.
They're not. Anyway, so someone said we better call Frank Hanna.
Who's Frank Hanna?
That's the cleaning. Well, first of all, Frank has passed away, but that's a cleaning company that cleans carpets.
Oh. The views, thoughts, and pin comments expressed.
Someone that cleans carpets.
Dwayne, I'm going to do my best. That's all I can promise is my best, yeah? This is my first time for a while. I thought it was a comedy show. Rose McPhee?
Rose?
It is, though, isn't it? It is.
Definitely sort of is.
It is.
This
because
guy
if you guys don't laugh at some point during DGMT, we have not yet done our job. Just found this show, listening for the first time. I love it. All these people here for the first time. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, Terrell, let's say
don't go anywhere.
I want to say fellow photographer.
A fellow photographer, Delton.
They stole my camera, so I'm not.
Oh goodness.
No longer.
Again, that's in housekeeping. It's been a lot. It's been a lot.
So no longer photographer.
It's been a lot. So we're going to begin our show as we do always with housekeeping. We like to acknowledge those of you who are on the live, and we like to celebrate with those who are celebrating. At this point in time, everybody on the live has a reason to celebrate. You made it to 2022.
You made it.
You made it to 2022. Your song list, your song repertoire this morning is questionable.
It's questionable.
I got to keep my eye on you.
It's been a long 2022. It's been a long.
So we're really glad to have everyone in the live. For those who celebrated birthdays, anniversaries, or any kind of just anything. If you had a testimony that made you jump off the stage at watch night in praise and celebration, we celebrate with you. If you made it another year like myself if the Lord granted you another year of life. 28th of December was the day. However, I am still accepting gifts till, honestly, 28th of December 2022.
No, 24th. That's for me. I do like the 24th.
Because then it's Christmas stuff.
Gifts after
but
that.
Delton, my birthday's after Christmas.
Yeah,
so
sure, yeah.
honestly, I'm over that whole, oh my gosh, you only get one gift. Just give me something. Give me things.
Whatever it is.
Things.
I'll take it.
So I celebrated my birthday. Whoop, whoop, to anyone who celebrated in December after the 19th of December.
Yeah, that's our last show.
Because that was our last show.
So that's Dwayne.
That's Dwayne. Oh, goodness, yes, Dwayne.
That's my boy, Jesus. What's up?
You seen the post that I'm saying we out here partying with the birthday boy. Oh my goodness. I wish you had that. I wish you had that.
My boy Jesus who celebrated on over the Christmas.
So Delton's boy Jesus celebrated over the Christmas break. And to all of those of you who celebrated, we know our good DGMT Miss Marisha Walker. She celebrated
as
on
some caller.
I don't know the day. It was the 5th. I was trying to. Is that Wednesday? That was Wednesday. It was Wednesday because she's usually the day, the weekday after my day because of the math. She's 8 days, so hers. Anyhow, happy birthday to you, Marisha. We hope you had a wonderful, wonderful birthday. If you know anyone else who may or may not listen to DGMT, because we should be shouting out everybody, honestly. Yeah. Shout them out. Put their name in the comments, and we will shout them out on their birthday. And Delton will do the thing that he does.
Oh, I do things, buddy. I do things.
Which goes like this.
And we celebrate you.
And we celebrate
you. You have a birthday. We have none.
No, I had one too.
Sorry, I didn't have any. You all had a birthday.
So to all those who celebrate,
we sing to you.
Celebrating, will celebrate. We sing to you. Hey, Delton, the numbers are high. For the start of the show. We usually have a small creeping in of numbers. Y'all on the live early. There's pressure. Pressure tall. Pressure is very tall. But anyway, happy birthday to you guys. Delton, you didn't shout out anybody. Where are your people damn birthdays?
I was checking. I don't know anybody who's celebrating like right now. I have a Darlene Bullet who I have no idea exactly who that is.
Guys, we're working on this. Delton has a bunch of people.
She's my friend on Facebook. I'm looking at the picture to see if I know her. Do not know her.
You know I don't know how to find the birthdays. I forgot how to do it again.
Isn't it Jeremy's birthday today?
Yes, we have. He's a lifer, not necessarily a DGMT, but I believe he'll soon be converted to the.
Someone text Jeremy.
To the lights. Someone text Jeremy. Tell him happy birthday. Tell him we wishing him happy birthday on DGMT.
And listen to the show.
Dugamata. We are wishing him a happy birthday. How were your watch night services? How was your watch night? How was your crossover? Did you have a good one? What did you do? Did Omicron keep you home, or did you? Were you loose as a goose?
The
Candiria birthday on Monday. That's Malika bestie. Oh, Malika, I thought I was your bestie.
Yeah, I said it. Like, Not the truth about 2022.
I'm joking. Happy birthday to Malika's bestie. We shout you out. Malika, make sure you share the live so she could come on the live.
She's been into the live a few times.
All right, we love it. Wonderful. How were our watch nights and our crossovers? Delton, how was yours? How was your crossover into 2022?
You know what? It was different. This year felt a bit different, not from the standpoint of like Omicron and none of dumbness.
Right.
But it just, I think, well, because of what has happened, transpired, even with our mom passing, like my life is not the same anymore. So I was at my dad's house, like leading up to watch night, right? So I was sleeping there. Usually doing watch night, leading up, I'm usually busy at the place where we're having watch night because we don't have it at our church.
Right.
So I was getting things. I usually be there getting things done. This year, it wasn't that. I was just home with 2 children and my dad.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you.
I was home with a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
A 1-year-old and an 82-year-old. Well, 81. You 82 this year.
And you were the bridge over troubled water. That's what you were.
So that's how I spent my few days leading up to watch night. So I wasn't. So it didn't have the same feeling as it normally did.
That kind of anticipatory expectation.
I had none of that.
Something's coming.
I had none of that. And so it was different. I mean, but the night itself was an amazing night.
Right.
I lost a computer as well. As we bring up stuff that I've lost in 2021. So let's go over the list. I lost a gas tank that they stole from me.
Jesus Lord.
They stole my gas tank. They stole my massage gun. They stole a toolkit out of my car. They stole my camera, my Canon D80 camera, my nice little nifty 15 zoom lens and stuff in there. They stole a flash that didn't even belong to me, belonged to somebody else. And then I lost my brand new computer.
I think you're going to say your tooth. I was like, a tooth as well?
I just got it for my birthday in August, and that computer said, 2022, I don't like how it's looking. I'm going to stop on the 31st. But 2-3 hours before watch night.
2-3 hours, literally 2-3 hours.
2-3 hours before watch night.
Terrell seems to understand your pain with the camera.
Oh yeah, they stole the whole bag, Terrell. Everything, extra batteries, the whole everything. They got a nice camera. I'm not gonna lie to you. They got a nice little kit.
Malika said, it's so interesting how everyone on the live has different priorities.
Yeah.
Marisha's saying R.I.P. to the computer Dora. Malika's really quite upset about the massage gun. Terrell seems to sympathize with your camera. Yeah. It's just a lot of different responses. Delton, honestly, I am with Jody, and I come into agreement. You are about to recover all. I feel like we need a hand clap sound effect right there. Come on. If you you didn't let me clap, keep the clap going until I deliver the word. No, I died on. I'm going to do it, Brian. Come on. Y'all wasn't in the spirit. Y'all wasn't ready. I'm not singing. I'm not saying what I was going to say. Y'all missed a prophetic moment. That's it. I lost a lot. But Delton, he lost. If a thief be found, come on in here, Marisha.
If a thief be found.
If a thief be found, he will be made.
To pay what?
Hey. Marisha say, Malika say, greater is coming. Malika, I've just been sent that song by a young lady who wants me to listen to that song. Greater is coming. There is a word. There is a word.
Yeah. So my computer went down as I was finishing.
I honestly did not know Delton was going to give that response to my question, or I wouldn't have started with him. I would have started myself. I would have gone first. I'm the leader. I'll go first.
Let's get the bad news out of the way. Bad news gone. Okay. All right, now 2022. How is your watch night, Vera?
My watch night. And the funny thing is, I can't even come on the back of that with like more up there. It was. Of course, I'm a teacher, so for me, that wasn't, watch night, Christmas. It's all part of my break too. So it's a difficult balance building up to watch night. It's a lot of preparation, especially for churches that have quite bigger services than usual. Like for example, they rent a hall that's bigger than the usual. There's some prep that goes into it. So for me, my Christmas time, watch night time is me really trying to balance resting and then being excited and anticipating, because what happens is after watch night there's this horrible dip where you have 2 days off and then you're in school the next day and you're like, whoa. I didn't ever get to catch myself, but I did an excellent job of mastering that balance. Oh, I slept. I spent
that's a job.
Honestly, I had one job and I did it. I did it well. I spent, and I say this with no exaggeration, 70% of the time I was in Nassau, I spent horizontal.
I forget you went away.
Because remember, I did take a quick trip. I did take a quick trip. Saints.
With Omicron.
Born and raised in the UK. I'm a winter baby. Jesus, it was cold. Oh my goodness, Lord. I had a great trip. I really enjoyed my time, but the cold stole something from us. You couldn't even take out your hand from your pocket to take a picture, but sometimes it was just like, don't worry about it. Okay, this is you go and see the site. Really, really nice. Let's go. Go.
Back inside.
Get inside. Back in the subway. Go. It was a nice trip. It was freezing cold. And it was cold because the morning we left, it started to snow. And snow is always a sign that you've had like really cold temperatures the days before. So a lovely trip, came back to Nassau, one aim, stay in the bed. And I was successful. I was, oh my goodness, so successful. To the point where on the day of my birth, those who know me, I take birthdays very, very seriously. Very, very seriously, because I've lost friends over the years. And actually, I just don't ever take a new year for granted. And especially in the height of this panorama, you're just a little extra grateful for life. Child, I didn't get out of my bed till like 6 p.m. or maybe 5 p.m. because I had to go somewhere. And then I got beat, put on like a nice dress, went to do something for watch night, came back home.
You lady went out the house for watch night.
Beat. Makeup was
as you should
on fluck.
As you should.
Came back home and then I decided, you know what? Let me at least catch a late movie while it's still the 28th. Officially, let me at least catch a late movie. So I did, and it was wonderful. It was glorious.
Awesome.
I had a wonderful time, and then watch night was like the best ever. So awesome. It was a great time. Watch night was awesome. Jody told us about her watch night. She said her watch night service was next level. Lawn testimonies, people running and diving off the stage, plenty hope and plenty fun. That's what you want. You want to come.
Actually had that clip.
Honestly, it's not hard to find. It's everywhere. Honestly, if anyone, I'm pretty sure everyone on DGMT right now knows what we're talking about. We had a time of testimony sharing at our watch night, which is what everyone looks forward to see what the Lord has done in 2021. And he had indeed done so very much. But one particular brother, as his testimony was shared, just couldn't hold it in any longer. And he broke off in a jump and run. Jump and run. Everybody jump and run.
A meme of the year.
Hey, jump and run. So he gave us the meme of the year. And several other branching memes. And honestly, that watch night is going to go down in history. When I'm 50, 60, I'll be telling my grandchildren about that watch night. Like when they go to their like new, what would they be? Generation 3.0.
Alpha? No.
Whatever, Generation Alpha.
Omicron.
Generation Omicron.
Generation Omicron.
I'll be like, when they go to their Generation Omicron services and church is funky, because church will be funky then. Only God knows what they'll be doing in church. Yeah. Like, oh, y'all don't know about a good watch night service. Did anybody run off the stage?
Yeah. Anybody die on
Did anybody dive off the stage?
Tuck and roll? No. Did anybody tuck and roll off your stage on watch night? That's the church of the good old days.
So it was. Julie said she sent you the clip on WhatsApp. Make it happen. Make it happen.
Yo, that's like, yeah.
Make it happen. So it was an awesome time. An awesome time. Let me get some of these comments in. He will be made to pay 7 times over. Touch your neighbor and say 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. First of all, Malika really want to be on the live, calling me out. There was one of the days in my break that I chose to spend some time with people like Malika, who I consider my family, but they wouldn't let me sleep. Malika I didn't even talk about that. I just got really ugly. Like, I was sleeping, my mouth open. Malika screaming in my ear. And I just feel like people like that are enemies of progress. Like, why wouldn't you want me to sleep? Like, why would you not want me to enjoy sleep? But anyway, let me not digress and talk our personal business. Franklin said that is always the object of teachers on the Christmas break is sleep. It is, but then Franklin, it just throws you out of whack. Because this week, Jesus, I could not, didn't know my top from my tail. Forgot my laptop password. I was like, how do you make slides again? Oh, I was deep. Deep. We've got a Kelly G. Ferguson Knowles telling us, Happy New Year. Kelly, Happy New Year to you too.
She's regular dude. I mean, she'll normally comment on Facebook though.
Oh, okay. Well, nice to have you join us in the comments today. Jody says she wishes we could have seen the landing. I heard some spectacular things about the landing of that run off the stage. Delton, are you going to play the video?
All right, let me put it.
Why not?
Why not?
For anyone who missed it.
All right, so this is what happened at our church. I'll try skimming through it.
2 days ago, going to work.
Anyway, long story short, he bought a car. Turn it off. So he bought a car. So I turned the volume off. You didn't hear that testimony. You can shorten it up. Bought a car and received like 5 times the money spent for the car in less than a couple hours.
Mind you, the money he spent on the car was not for a car.
It's for
the money he spent on the car was for his mortgage.
But he felt something in his spirit.
He felt a pricking.
And say, go buy a car.
And a prompting.
And so we skimmed for it a little bit. We scanned for it a little bit. I don't miss it. So he's here.
Julie sent you the whole thing.
Let the Lord say so.
Yeah.
Take
so there you go.
To get a car. Goes away saying, what did I just do?
You can't turn it up.
It's 7 a.m.
No.
10 a.m. Say 10 a.m. 10 a.m.
10 a.m.
Same morning.
He gets 5 times.
Rewind! Reload it! DJ, run that back. That back. Listen to me. If you came into 2022 with no excitement, with no expectation, let this clip minister to your spirit. Let the trajectory of your year shift right here.
Because what I want you to realize that our stage is about 6 or 7
feet. Oh, they can see it now.
Now. So you can't even see him, but he's running.
No, Delton, run it back. Run it back to when the arms start moving. Run it back.
Our stage is very high.
Listen to me.
Decided, you know
someone on this live is being blessed right now as we speak.
I want to jump off it.
He gets 5 times.
Look.
5 times what he spent on the mortgage that same morning.
Give him a second.
See,
gonna come to
y'all looking at him crazy.
Recovering from the jump. There you go. There you go. Because I was ready to go off the stage, you see, but my shoes were not run down the stairs.
Jesus.
Kelly say, look at my face.
this
Kelly,
fucking desperation
how would your face have been? No, but
No, I
how would
want y'all
your
to
face have
believe
been?
that is now a meme that goes around our thing.
Sonia,
Sonia.
I was in shock because it was double shock. It was the shock of the testimony because my guy received 5 times.
Yeah,
No,
so
don't get it twisted.
I want you to
Don't
believe
lose the message.
that Vera walking into the scene and staring is definitely now a gift. That's
I'm a
running
sticker,
around.
guys, and I'm okay with that.
It's a gift running around inside.
I'm
our face.
okay with that. Jesus, do my face like that all year long. I receive it. I receive it.
It's the stare and then the hand over the eye for me for Vera. It's like, what?
I'd be like, where'd he go? I got beans.
Yeah, exactly. Look.
You name it.
Look. Hand over the eye. Ooh, you going? You all right? You okay?
I was trying to see he made it.
Yeah, so that was our
Oh, that was our watch night. In a nutshell,
A
the
whale of a time.
excitement captured excellently in that clip.
That's it right there.
Excellently.
That's a whale of a time.
So again,
Oh, and I see him. Yeah, the same guy. He got a house.
oh yeah,
He got another car a few weeks before.
yeah.
So no, he had
Every
ample
reason.
to run up the stage. he had ample reason to run up the stage.
Honestly,
As he should.
the praise team in the back we were all just trying to like register it. And Julian said, "What must I do?" Julian said to me, "Vera, what must I do?" I said, "Julian, you ready to jump off the stage? Are you ready to give God a
Exactly.
jump off the stage praise?"
There was another person.
Wife got promoted.
He got promoted as
Bonuses
well.
were given.
He got Christmas
Come on,
bonuses, and his
tings
wife got
upon
Christmas bonus.
tings.
So he had another reason. There's another clip of another person that doesn't even go to our church, but he was at Watch Night last year. Got a word spoken over him from Watch Night last year. I mean, year before last, 2020. He came back to Watch Night 2021. Told us a testimony that happened 2 weeks before Watch Night.
Can you imagine?
Of $500,000. And he almost ran backwards. He didn't go forward.
And disclaimer, he ain't like a lifer because lifers be a little wild.
And he
is not a
from
lifer.
the Anglican faith.
Definitely more conservative. That testimony, bless my Lord.
Oh, listen to me. He was ready to go.
I need to go and watch night again.
Yeah, that's to bring it back to
Because the first 40 days can make you forget.
yes.
Can make you forget that initial expectation, that initial excitement. I'm going back. I'm going to watch it.
Yeah,
Latoya says it's Marisha and Vera and Marisha's facial expressions from me. My thing is, y'all know y'all were shocked too. The camera just catch
everybody was shocked.
us. The
Everybody
camera
was
was just
shocked.
catching us.
I just tried to play a little keyboard. Next thing I know, he was gone.
Marisha said he was straight up Anglican.
Yeah, he's Anglican. Mr. Gray is an Anglican. But that testimony.
Jody said, I feel like if he was younger, he would have stepped off the stage
He
too.
would have gone to? Probably would have.
So listen, for whoever on the live and just
the
maybe you
angels
didn't
would
come
catch
into
him.
2022 pumped. Just know that our God is still moving, and
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean
man.
this with all sincerity, still moving and still proving that He is a great God. So you just need to put your hand up and say, "It's my turn." Y'all don't listen to my songs. I posted a song in my praise team group. Only one person listened to it. But the song says, no, it doesn't say come and see. The song just says,
That's the
see
essence
what
of
the
the
Lord
song.
has done, essentially. But it's just so like, yeah, it's going to be my time to say, come, look at my life, and I'm the testimony. I'm the reason you should believe that this God is
Yeah,
real.
yeah.
So just wait for it.
Oh, definitely.
Because I want you to know, if it was me. Anyway, David said, I will be more undignified than this.
Yeah, you think,
If
you think this is
you
this.
thought my face was a picture today for someone else's testimony, just wait.
Just wait and see.
Just wait. Miss Mary said, awesome God. Indeed he is. Indeed he is.
Oh,
Christoph,
you waking already? Wow, Christoph ain't waking already for the
because
weekend.
people didn't stop dying.
Yeah, no,
Delton.
they still died. People still died.
I don't mean to laugh. But there's certain businesses, they say this never go under. People
Oh,
always
never.
getting married. People always dying.
Always dying.
And one thing I've learned,
Having
women
ba-
always
having
going to get
baby.
their hair done.
I have a baby.
And having baby. Married, funeral, baby, and in recent times, hair going to be done.
At recent times.
Hair's going to be done.
Yeah, so I'm reaching that she listened to the song too. And she did. Like,
And she downloaded it on Apple. Listen, Marisha,
no,
that,
she did, because when I went to the studio today,
it was already there.
it was ready on the computer.
A prophecy
so-
and a testimony, girl.
Yeah, so anyway.
Prophecy and a testimony.
So that
Yes,
was-
ma'am.
that was
It's
our
my
watch
turn.
it.
Come on in here, Kay.
KK?
Come on in here, KK. It's my turn. It's my turn. It's my turn.
Christoph said this is no gimmick.
This is no gimmick. Christoph, we coming for you.
Yeah, we coming for that right
We
now,
coming for
Christoph.
you all very soon.
Because Christoph tagged me at least 42 times a day in somebody's life over the past 3-4 days.
I know that I love that he likes to tag you and not me.
No, then I tag you afterwards. When he tagged me, that's when I tag you.
Franklin said he would be running and flying as you should. If you ever came to Life Worship Center in the last couple months, you would have heard the response to the word as
As you should.
you should. Marisa said, house, and spouse. The
2022.
word of 2020, the word of 2021 was spouse and spouse. In 2022, we have upgraded
We
it to
now want a
spouse, house, and spouse. Come on in here, lift those hands and receive it. It's yours. My gosh.
See, man, you say me today. You
I'm feeling it.
feeling
I'm
it.
feeling it. He set the bar high for supernatural expectation.
Yeah.
So we just gone to church. I feel like we need to have a praise break. Boom, 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 boom.
All right, so that was our year in review.
That was our year in review. That was our housekeeping. Housekeeping. For those of you that just joined, that are watching for the first time or watching for the first time in a long time, we begin our show with our housekeeping, and then we transition.
Transition. That's what you go for.
Transition. I see you putting eyes on the stream. I see y'all. We transition to news and reviews.
So news and reviews, church announcements.
News and reviews, church announcements.
Terrell coming in agreement. He received it. Sounds out its mouth. That's a combination.
I can stretch my hands towards the camera. Yay. Hey.
I know that there's like Leon Wallace from back in the day. He'd be like, put your hand next to mine. He would watch the camera. Like, put your hand next to mine. It's like, if you believe God, put your hand on the TV
That's
screen.
your business.
Put your hand on the TV screen.
Don't take it then.
Put your hand next
Don't
to
receive
mine.
it then. Terrell say, especially the South. You got to get what you need, sir. You don't need what I need. You got to get what you need.
So that's
got to get what you need.
need
Delton,
that
what was that cough
that
you just
sounds.
coughed over there?
Ma'am, listen, first of all,
You seen that
I'm sorry. The alarm
when the
going off.
person's laughing and they start coughing and it sounds very COVID-y.
Anyway, so
Delton.
news and reviews. COVID-19 is still
Speaking about COVID.
Speaking of Omicron,
Speaking of COVID.
COVID-19 is still here.
Oh God, no, it's not even here. It's now hearing like it never heard before.
Yeah, no, it's here.
It's
definitely
hearing
here.
more than it ever heard before.
Now
We're on variant number 629. And apparently, my grade 7 students were telling me there's a new variant moving across the world.
I hear
on its
there's
on its way to us.
Yeah, there's. I listened to some reports. You know, of course, on this show here, we're no experts in anything besides, well, we're just experts in teaching. I'm sort of expert in drums, I guess. We're no experts in medical things. That's what I want to say. We are no medical expert.
Never have been, never will be.
I wanted to be when I was younger. I like the idea.
See,
I
Kai Sean, come and fix it for me. So now we're on variant number 630. IHU. Someone was saying it was called I Hear You. Why is it called IHU? Honestly, that's a whole nother topic for another show.
Yeah.
How do they even name these variants?
Because there's like Delta. So I was waiting for something else like close to Delta.
Mu.
Maybe Epsilon, something like that. They're like, no.
Then there was Mu.
Omicron.
No, because we had Mu
Mu
first.
first. I remember Mu.
It was Mu or Mu? MU.
MU, yeah.
MU. COVID said, y'all thought I was gone. I hear you. COVID
has been doing the most. COVID been doing the most. And so we thought we were doing good. No, we were doing good. We had the Delta variant that was just killing people, that they said, and then it's like, all right. So we started to lay back. We started to go into the house.
And people like me, we mark the progress of COVID in one way. Is school opening back or not?
As a teacher.
And I'm sure there's parents who mark it in the very same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You know, figures, whatever, curfews, that's all very well and good. But for us, is
school
opening back?
Do I get clothes? Do I
Do
iron
I
clothes?
need to learn to iron the line in my pants again or no?
Do I need to iron tops and bottoms or just tops?
So we know we were doing well because we had big plans to be
go back in school. And Omicron's like, it's back again.
Omicron unplanned the plans. I will say this, for the entire course of the entire pandemic, there's never been a time when I've personally known this many people with COVID.
Oh, no. This
is new.
This Omicron.
This one, he come different.
Now, this one
He come different.
Not being a medical expert, I've listened to some.
Always put that disclaimer.
Always
first.
disclaimer that that's in case somebody gets confused about what I do here. I take sick, hit drum.
He's a jack of all trades. Don't mind him.
I take sick, I hit drum. So I listened to doctors speak from South Africa. FYI, fun fact. Not until Vera came here did I learn that South Africa is an actual place. Just put that out there. It's ignorance.
There's still some things he's trying to learn, but we take it one step at a time.
Because I really thought like when they say I'm from South Africa, they meant like
The
I'm
southern
from the
area.
southern part of
I
Africa.
mean, I can.
So I didn't
can't.
realize there was actually a country called South Africa.
Yeah, no.
That's what I mean. I'm not ashamed to say where I fall short in life. That's my superpower. I'm not afraid. I'm not ashamed to say I don't know things. I didn't know that. Anyway, moving on. A daughter from South Africa, and he was.
The people them say don't put your business on the streets. Like, we don't have to do that.
I thought South Africa just in the southern
The
part of
southern
it.
area.
So he was Lon from South Africa, and he was giving his opinion that this is a good phase of COVID. That this phase right here, this Omicron phase, is the good. I mean, we just say Delton Warren is from South Africa, though. Exactly, and I thought he was from a place in South Africa, not from South Africa. First of all,
He's admitted his wrong. He's admitted his wrong. He's acknowledged.
Let me live.
He's acknowledged. Please. Give him space.
We didn't cover this.
Allow him on today.
In geography.
Devon say, don't mind them. All of us thought that day.
Thank you, Gooba. Listen, they come here acting like they better than me. Y'all ain't better than me. Don't do that. Anyway, so he's like, this is the good part of COVID.
Yasmin say your pace of heritage on the line, bruh.
You see, I didn't even mention peso. First of all, peso. We didn't never talk about Africa.
No, don't call him out. Don't call him out. Just leave it. Let it go.
Anyway.
Now, sorry, just because we're here, I'm gonna slide this in. Kids, even now, in different schools from different backgrounds, still have that same level of ignorance. I feel like in my encounters, trying to explain.
Oh, whatever.
That Africa's not a country to some kids is still like a thing I do. Mind you, after I say it, they come back and say the same thing the next week. No. It's not penetrating.
From Africa. Anyway.
So,
yeah, like I was saying, before I was rudely interrupted by myself. Before I interrupted myself. He said it's a good part of COVID because this part here, where it is the contagious part is very contagious, which means that more than likely, say, everybody can get it.
Right.
However,
which is exactly what's going on.
What's happening. However,
it's less lethal.
It's not deadly.
Right.
Which means that the virus to some extent is like thinning out. So it's losing that effect of where it could kill you, regardless vaccinated or unvaccinated. Still, folks, on behalf of the the government of the Bahamas, go ahead and get vaccinated. They're offering you prizes and surprises if you do.
We spoke about this before.
We spoke about this before we ended. There's a raffle.
They're giving out free things because you decided to take a little longer than everybody else.
You get paid extra, so you get a chance to win some money. Anyway, so
this is like the people that go and work in the field. Some of them they get paid the same. No, it's wrong.
Everybody get paid the same amount of money. Nope. So we get an extra.
Come at the final hour. In fact, you get more if you work in the final hour.
Yeah.
Let's
it's going out, and it's the virus is not as deadly. So this little strain here, he says this is more than likely the beginning of the end of COVID-19 because, and you can hear it, the hospitalizations are not as high.
And the deaths are definitely not as high.
However, the infection rate
is very high.
Sky high.
Can I put out these thoughts from my non-medical point of view? Because I know we have some medical professionals on the live. Yes, that's right. DGMT is the show of choice on Saturday afternoon from people from all echelons of society.
I've used the word echelons.
Don't sleep. I would like to put this out there, right? This is something I have not been able to yet understand. Hospitalizations are not as high. Now the numbers are increasing. They're going up because more people are infected, like because it's more contagious. Now we have free testing. We're going to see those numbers go up even higher because now more people are checking out that little cough that they were trying to ignore as a flu or cold. Allergies, man. That's my sinus training. That's just my sinus.
That's a sinus, yeah.
Okay. For me, I feel like it's the hospitalizations and the death that determine the severity of the
panorama.
The panorama or the variant that we are presently dealing with. On that foot, this variant is a better variant. Why are we freaking out? Because this is how I feel. 3 years ago, if somebody got up and said, we're going to test everyone who has the flu, numbers would look exactly like they do now.
Pretty much.
So why are we ramping up rather than allowing the kind of natural course of the infection that is apparently getting weaker, more contagious, but is now more like the flu than it ever was before?
Yeah.
Why are we going back rather than forward?
Well, I mean, there's It's just a bevy. It's not a lot of people that try and go back. I think from the standpoint of the government is not trying to go back. The government seems to be moving forward, still pushing the idea of vaccination just in case, because they don't want to be ignorant. Where like you still die from the flu. So let's just say this is the flu. People still die from the flu every year.
Right.
So let's just say this is the flu. So they still try to push you taking the precautions, wearing the mask, sanitizing, and doing all this stuff out there. So you still want to have some level of caution. So the government seems to be saying, let's just take caution. However, no panic.
Our medical professionals have chimed in, which is essentially what I needed. So Jody's saying, I think the numbers of persons in quarantine isolation affect the staffing levels. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Now, that was funny. Dwayne Sands came on some point I think that was Monday or Tuesday around there. He's like, listen to me, this is not the day to get shot. He's just like, you guys.
I saw that.
He's like,
I almost thought that was a joke.
You guys, no.
I almost thought it was a joke. I realized
this
is not a good day to get shot.
It's like this.
I saw that.
You guys should, like, last week, you'd have been straight.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yeah. So the healthcare challenge for the workers, yeah, definitely, because I hear a lot of them are out sick. Because once you test positive, you still go back into that quarantine, that isolation mode, which explains some of the. Did you decide with Dunkin' Donuts? It's like half the world is out sick. It's like, so you got to appreciate those who actually come to work.
That's what Duncan say.
It's like half the world is out sick.
Simple things, they make a difference.
It's like you got to appreciate people.
Okay.
Like, don't be rude to people who hear.
All right, I understand.
Yeah. So I think the government doesn't want that whole idea of using the lockdown and the curfew again.
And they've made that very clear,
Yeah.
and we appreciate that clarity, even though I just never thought that was going to happen anyway. I just never thought we were going to go back there. My fear was never that Philip Davis was going to come
I had no fear of a
and
lockdown.
say, can you imagine? Oh my God, guys, we got to pray for the youth of this nation. Yesterday, we're reading a play, and in the play, one of the main characters, her father is the deputy prime minister. So I said, what, his name came up. So I was like, okay, Kamal Hadley, guys, what does he do? As a review question, he's the prime minister. I said, well, no, he's not the prime minister. He's the deputy prime minister, like I, Chester Cooper. Blank faces. I was like, do you guys know who I, Chester Cooper is? No. What?
What grade is this?
Grade 7. I said, do you know, and mind you, grade 7 is actually grade 8.
Yeah.
Do you know the name of the prime minister? Brave. What's his full name? What's his real name? Brave Davis. No, what's his actual, real name?
Without Brave in it? His full name without Brave. Say his full name without Brave inside it.
I was. But anyway, that's completely a tangent. Okay, so I'm understanding.
So all right, and Mary says that the challenge is that less healthcare workers and staff have community-acquired COVID.
What does that mean?
Because we're everybody in the same environment, they in this community.
Got you.
One person comes, everybody come to work.
Franklin say they never know. Okay, that makes me feel better because I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Maybe they're too young. Am I expecting too much from kids that young?
No, because in primary school you do that whole aspect of who are your nation's leaders. You should know.
Maybe because there's been a recent change.
Or maybe it's because they live in a different environment.
Maybe.
Different world.
Maybe.
Their world.
But their peers are the peers are the relatives of these people.
And in their world, they call them brave. In our world, we say the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Philip E. Brave
You
Davis.
stop making assumptions about my students.
And your students, they be like, brave.
You stop it.
Godfather brave. That's what they say in their world. God, Scotty, baby. That's what they be saying in your world.
Delton, let's go back. Let's go back. Because we get lost.
Saying, God, Scotty, baby. They don't even talk about Philip.
Okay, that's helpful. I mean, it's helpful. It's helpful. I do feel like the level of panic should be reduced. And I do feel like the government's doing its best. And I just feel like people's level of alarm and panic, like COVID ain't gone, bring that down. Bring that down.
Yeah.
Bring that down. We've made some progress. Let's celebrate the progress. We're moving further and further away from that lethal strain that means that every day you look in the newspaper and somebody who was apparently fit and healthy has dropped down dead. We're moving away from that.
That's not happening as often.
Like y'all out there crazy.
And to me, even the testing is still not sure. It's not a true way because for example, I took a COVID test The other day was we had to sing Over the Bridge.
Just before the Christ
Just
mass.
before the Christmas. And like 2 days after I took the test, I started to feel those sniffles. However, according to my test, I still could go amongst more people for the next 3 days.
Oh.
According to my test, I still go.
No, at that point, hadn't it changed to 3 days? So, fun
No,
fact,
okay.
while I was away, the rules were still that to return back into the Bahamas, your COVID test needed to be at least 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Taken 5 days before your return.
Then move to 3.
So it moved to 3 the day before we had to come back. But they said anybody has already obtained approval, because I said, you guys are not going to stress me out in this cold country. Oh, the drama. I said, one thing y'all ain't going to do is stress me out. I have a friend, I've been telling everyone this story because honestly, he's so traumatized by it. He went to Dubai, took a test to come back. But he said when he was leaving the UK, he took a test to go to Dubai and it was negative. But he said when he was leaving the UK, he was feeling like secretly he had the COVID. But he came out negative. So he's like, okay, let me go. Mm-hmm. So he went, took his test to come back, came out negative, and he's convinced he got the COVID before he even left. So he took a test, couldn't come back, had to quarantine for 10 days. But ultimately, if you don't have any symptoms and you test and it comes out negative, he could go. Eventually, I think maybe it was 5 days or so, instead of the 10-day quarantine, he took a test, came out negative. He took a
PCR,
came out negative, went to the airport and realized that his PCR was 1 hour old. So it was not, it's a certain amount of days, like 3 days or 24 hours or 72 hours.
Oh, he's over by 1 hour?
He was over by 1 hour, so he couldn't go on his flight. They changed his ticket and they told him, do another test and you can fly tomorrow. Took a lateral flow test, positive. They said, my guy, go back for 10 days. He was so like traumatized. But the rules in the UK changed. So if you were vaccinated, you don't need a test. Like 2 days later, the rules were actually changing. So he just flew out and didn't have to take any more tests.
Nice.
But those kind of horror stories just make you feel like wherever you are, sit small, yeah?
Yeah.
Wherever you are, just stay there. Just stay there. So in terms of news and reviews, COVID is still here.
Still here.
Life, which we're moving. People on their booster. You talking about vaccine? I see people on the live say they don't get their booster.
Yeah.
So wherever you are, wherever you find yourself in this in the course or in the spectrum of people who are dealing with COVID, cling to Jesus, yeah? Wherever you are. Wherever you are.
Key to life.
Key to life. Cling to Jesus.
Cling to Jesus.
So COVID is still here. What else in the news and reviews?
I got anything else. I mean, COVID's still taking the bulk of the stories.
COVID's pretty much taking over our lives. We had a wonderful... Did we ever talk about... No, we did. We talked about how downtown the lights were awesome and a lot of Bahamians. That was definitely a nice sprinkle of...
Shout outs to... At least he's by extension
a DGMT.
Yeah. His family. Was there. Let's who did the stuff cast, brother. And it's amazing how people, like, once something is done good, we don't care about the price. Because there's a little deal.
About it.
There was talks about how much money they spent on Christmas, and people were like, and? It looks good. It's like, I feel.
And then they were mad that they were. So there was talk about why are they taking it down so quickly.
Yeah.
So some people's response was, oh, it might be very costly to run the electricity, rent whatever they've been renting to have the things up. So they're probably taking it down because it's cost effective when Christmas is over. People are like, we don't care. We still wanted to go and see it. On the flip side, Junkanoo, everyone was like, sorry, you spent how much?
Exactly.
On that?
Because Junkanoo came out at a cost of some $300,000, and people was like, no. Take that down, put it back. Like,
my thing was,
pull that off.
I want to hear what you guys think. So the current administration has vowed to be transparent in all its ways, right? And so in response to all of the furore, they decided that they would give you in a press release a breakdown of the costs. I feel like, no, y'all don't have to do that.
I told somebody. we were talking about the price, the $300,000 price that they have there. And I was like...
On its own, it just looked a lot.
To be honest, to properly capture a true Junkanoo experience, if you're going to go virtual, that price tag is not even that bad to me. Because you are looking at pulling off a quote-unquote a small movie. with a whole heap of moving parts, with a whole heap of different sounds that you have to capture for audio production.
But I don't think people's issue was the cost for what it is.
No.
The cost was what was produced.
No. Before they even saw it, people heard the price and they was like, "Well, I hope this better come out."
No, Judy, the light's gone.
And to me, when I heard the price, I was like, in a true...
Oh, you'll get these people off the live.
Off the
Don't
live.
say this
Not a
is
gimmick.
not
For
a
the
gimmick.
price of what it takes to truly capture a jungle experience, I wasn't gonna be mad. But the amount of groups that we had, I was like, no, that doesn't even matter to me. But when I saw a little glimpse of what it was, I like, it's like, y'all gonna do this with a cell phone. This right here. Y'all can think of a nice little iPhone, a little iPhone 12.
So
little
as
Pro
someone
Max.
who has an understanding of these moving parts, because the average Joe maybe doesn't.
Yeah.
When you saw the breakdown of the cost, did that feel like, okay, we get it? Because I think it was like 24,000 for
breakdown,
the actual.
To me, the breakdown was to say like, hey guys, what y'all saw, we didn't spend all the money on that. We that's what that was.
And that's why I felt
That
like
breakdown was
that's
like,
counterproductive.
hey,
Don't
no,
explain
like,
yourself.
no
Don't like
behavior.
don't go back on yourself. Don't renege. Stand your
That's what it
ground.
sounded like. That was like
Do it with your chest.
I was like, no, guys, come on, y'all really believe we spent $3,000 on that little piece of thing? Like, no, man, that was only like.
I don't know if DGMT
like
saw the press
20,000.
release. Honestly, if we had planned this, because you know Delton and I,
Yeah,
we
we could have put these things.
make this up as we go along. We really should have had that press release. Because when I read that, I was like, are you trying to fix it?
No, they were trying to fix
make
it. They were trying like,
excuses?
come on, guys, y'all really think we
Because
spent-
that wasn't like a budget release. Like if it was because you're talking about transparent spending
Yeah.
of money. If it was like a budget release or a document that had I'd be like, okay. But yeah, I really said, we spent 20,000. I was like, I felt like,
It's like, don't y'all come for us? No.
Franklin, that's how I feel. If
And
you're going
then-
to do it with your chest.
And then like, don't forget now,
Don't backpedal.
We getting down to Freeport too, and a couple of Family Islands, so we got some more money left. Y'all thought we didn't spend all the money yet. We got some extra money.
All of this being said,
going down to the Family Islands in Freeport.
I didn't even watch a minute of it.
Is it a minute?
I didn't even watch a minute of it.
I just
And honestly, Sin, I love the fact that Sin pipe up for this because Sin she was a big one. Sin took this very personal. This whole Junkanoo thing, she took it very, very personal. So the little pieces I did see, I saw on Sin's page. The little clips I picked up, I saw on Sin's page. Dawn, that's just not nice. Dawn said that was an Alcatel.
Oh, wow. That's
Well,
a wow.
then apparently, like they're among the best friends in the world.
Oh,
Don't
wow.
get Hawa.
Not the ones we have here.
Wow. Not the ones that made it all the way across the
Not
ocean.
make it over here. No.
Dawn said, no, not Dawn. Franklin said, yes, they do. This thing about them promising to be transparent. And he said, so they steal from us with our eyes open. Yikes.
Yeah, they know, man.
But then Franklin, the issue is there's no consistency in when people feel stolen from because not one person commented on how much the lights, not that I saw.
No, I didn't see anybody complain about it.
No one complained about the
square at
lights.
all.
If y'all like it, y'all can spend as much money on it.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
If it benefits a country and the country feels good about it, and especially what we were going through, that
Delton,
Christmas light thing,
but those two things are very separate. If it benefits the country and if the country feels good about it.
I mean, like when I say like, so that kind of amount that you spent, we could see that and be like, you know what? No, that probably cost about that much. Because I try to decorate my tree in my house, which is very
You
small.
ain't lying.
Which is a very small tree.
You ain't lying.
When my wife come back talking about how much these things cost, put it back. We don't need no more light. We don't need no more ball.
For me,
put it back.
if I am going to come up with a color scheme, because one thing I mentioned this on the last show, your behaviors take Christmas very seriously, and I've learned so much from you guys in terms of decorations. But what I want you to know, if you come into my house 2020 and the color scheme is pink, gold, and bronze, you're going to find the same in 2022. That's at least them decorations getting at least 3 years a run.
Decoration
they
things
ain't
are
cheap.
expensive.
Franklin said the lights make sense. It's all about aesthetic. It's all about aesthetic. It's not, yeah.
So when you say you're gonna record a Junkanoo experience because we ain't had Junkanoo in 2 years and you want to give me something to me sit down at home.
There was a lot of anticipation
and
for
feel
something to be so
And
anticlimactic.
I started to hear from people who were Russian and they were like, for some groups they were like they already pre-recorded their audio, so for them they had to like put sponge and stuff in their cowbells and that's fake rush. I was like,
Oh, so they didn't record them live?
I don't think anybody recorded live. I think some people they did their pre-recordings. I know for one group particular, they did a pre-recording, and so when they did the video shoot, they had their cowbell stuff,
Right.
so they had to make it look like they were Russian, but they weren't really Russian. The music was already recorded. To me, that's really like no, it's like nah, bro. So from there, it started went downhill. But I I ain't like, I'm just gonna say this nonsense. Sin said we should have seen it from the flyer that they released. It would have been bad. When I saw that flyer,
Oh, Christoph ain't on the live.
No,
if Christoph was on the live, he would have piped up immediately.
When I saw that clip of that flyer with that little word art font in there, I was like, oh boy.
And I'm like, in the age of Canva, this is just not necessary.
Not necessary.
In the age of Canva,
Canva
at the very, very least.
And post on my wall.
Like, come on.
Not even the paid version, the free version. That was not necessary at all. And so when I saw that, you could be like, okay, I sort of sense where this is going.
But hopefully, this has been a learning curve, and there will be a improvement in the future.
Yeah, but then the minister said, you know what, we're gonna redo it. We can fix some things out. You know.
Yeah.
Keep in mind.
And then some people say y'all want great junk and and y'all want lights. Can't have both because them bleachers can take up all that space where Mary, Joseph, and the tree was. So y'all got to decide what y'all want.
The minister's like, don't forget now, we still have some money left over from the 300,000, so we're gonna re-edit it. Do some things said.
That's what he said?
No, I'm saying like definitely. So they can redo it when I come back out now.
Come back out when in March?
I don't know.
Anyway,
when I come back out now, rocking and rolling.
Anyway, anyway.
So John Canoe came out. That was another thing that happened. So they spent money on that. Spent money on the lights.
So we had all our seasonal festive things. Then we came into 2022.
And we were like, let's get 2022 started.
And somebody somewhere said, I'm bored. Let's light this thing right up.
It was like 2022. I don't like the way you started. You started a little dry.
Slow. Mind you, this is only day 8.
That's only day 8.
This is only day 8.
It doesn't seem so. So
Delton
anyway.
said Delton put in our title, the first 40 days of 2022.
2020 has been rough. Y'all came out just firing. So anyway, let's get to what everybody talked about.
This is what and in the words of Shanique, this is the hot topic of the week. I want to know why. Part of me wants to know.
I want to start with this right here, just for fun. Go on. Just for fun. Just for absolutely no reason.
The show with that.
I wanted to, the computer went out.
That's gonna be us for the next.
Everybody all right?
Everybody. That's going to be our new greeting. Because we needed a new one. Oh, Delton.
All right, so that's going to be our new start to the show.
Our new start to the show.
Every day.
Come on in the room. No more of that.
Every Saturday.
Every Saturday.
So
for 2022.
For 2022. So
one thing y'all gave us this year was material now. One thing y'all did this week, you gave us content. Dawn, it's everything for me. It's all of it for me. It's the fact that it's been like personalized.
Oh yeah, I'm a miracle.
Because some y'all is like miss the key detail.
Like
you talk about the boy testimony, you talking about me and Marisha face. We talking about the bishop. You ain't see the fact that he testified. I am a miracle. That's the word right there.
So anyway. So what happened in 2022?
Because apparently 2022 needs to over.
I was going to do the videos, but there's too much. There's too many to pick from. I was like, forget it. I'll just talk.
Listen, Delton and I were like, we got to go on this week. We got to go live because apparently everybody's going live.
Everybody.
So we cannot be left out. No, we don't want to be left out.
Something happening. I go live at 8.
So Delton was like, okay, what do I need to save and download? I said, okay, Delton. Get a little bit of all the videos.
Yeah, no.
So and he was like, all? I said, yeah. And I said, because that's how my mind works. So in my mind, I started to number the videos that we needed to tell the narrative of the first 40 days of 2022.
First 40 days.
When I numbered the videos, the posts, in a quite judicious way. I didn't pick everything. I just picked what I thought were the main things.
You type it yourself.
To tell the story. When I finished typing and numbering them, Saints, I got to number 10. And I said, Delton, this is too overwhelming.
Too much.
Just leave it alone. To summarize the narrative, we would need 10 separate clips.
10.
And don't run back far, Loose Like a Goose. We ain't even in Loose Like a Goose was 2021.
Yeah, that's the whole
We would need 10 clips to summarize the first 40 days
of 2022
of Church Madness on the live in 2022. 10 clips minimum.
And keep in mind, it's the 8th of January.
To break down the story. Keep in mind,
today's the 8th.
That in and of itself is a problem.
Not 10 days. We ain't got 10 days yet. Today's the 8th.
That in and of itself is a problem.
So, for those who living under a rock.
You're going to do the first half, I do the second half. You're going to tell the story?
I'll tell the first part of the story. So,
for those
who
go to point 5 on the list. You go to 0.5 on the
So
list.
starting off the list,
I'll go from 6 to 10.
everybody knows the beloved Prophet Lawrence Roll, the nation's singing prophet, singing bishop. He always goes live, tells a little story. Always get a meme, something from it. Every time he goes live, every time you can get something. So what had happened was, he talked about his church, the termites. Or the thermos. Everyone pronounce them. The thermos.
The termites.
The termites. The termites them destroyed his chairs. They had barbecue. The termites them had a barbecue in his chairs. Went on a live. And my good family, because keep in mind, by some extension, all of probably
rolls.
They probably does.
All the rolls is one.
So because apparently Pastor Russ Davis and Trench. They all of them, my dad and them grew up in the same settlement in Mangrove campus.
Oh, you lie?
Yeah, so apparently by saying something we don't.
Your good family.
Yeah, but true. So
Doesn't they dragging your good family
my
on the
good
internet?
cousin.
Because you and Roll probably related too.
We probably could be,
Very possibly.
but I didn't know him. I was talking about actually Davis. So
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Davis family.
You mix up in all sides of this.
So Pastor Russ, I just went to see Pastor Russ about 2-3 weeks ago to do a recording of him. We had a good time together. We spent time talking,
catching up.
catching up.
Man, throwbacks.
So Pastor Russ and Pastor Trench, Pastor Trench and Russ Davis.
Let me just put that in now. Let me put this in now. Of all the things that have been said, of all the catchphrases that have come out, Pastor Trench, that's my favorite one.
Pastor Trench.
That's my favorite. That was my favorite one.
It's so intentional, man. It's be like, are you meaning to say these names? But
I'm convinced.
No, I don't think it's not.
My disclaimer is I love Prophet Roll.
Oh yeah.
But my disclaimer is I think once he makes those mistakes very naturally with his speech and they're picked up, he drives it home.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's not gonna let that die. From Loose Like a Goose, that was his natural summary of what he thought we should do Christmas.
And then it's
From your Pick It Up, he say, song, Loose Like a Goose. Like he's take up what we pick up.
He's like, oh, so you're like this.
I feel some of it is unintentional and then some of it is very, very
Say all like looks like a goose. Say less.
Yeah, I got y'all.
Anyway,
I got y'all.
as we digress.
However,
So-
I don't think the same is true if this is not a gimmick. So y'all be careful now.
Ah.
How y'all have
anyway,
mom's things on T-shirt?
So
watch it.
and nitrate too. So he went on live, talked about it, and the chairs, Pastor Russ and Pastor Trench.
Julie giving us family history. Understood, Julie.
From Golden Gates assemblies. I think that's the name. Golden Gates Rural Outreach Ministries. I'll say the name properly before they come for me. Donated some chairs to the prophet. Nice, big, long pews. Some of them just in way better shape than what the prophet had. So the prophet went on the live and he thanked them and gave his appreciation to them. And of course, he went live with it. Golden Gates didn't go live. I was gonna put it out there. Like people was saying something about Golden Gates. Like you realize that Golden Gates didn't go live and say we donating these to them.
To make it seem like it was like a public gift.
So Golden Gates didn't go live and say, hey
they
guys.
weren't trying to let their right hand see what their left hand was doing.
So there was like them trying to broadcast them.
Right.
He went live.
Delton's
with
still on
appreciation.
point number one, Saints.
This is still number one.
Oh, Jesus.
And so after that, everybody's home that night. Everybody happy. We laugh at the termites and the termite stem that barbecue. We
He gave us good kiki content.
Good kiki to start the year off.
Kiki first
Feel good
2022.
moment.
He
Then all of a
was going
sudden,
to feature on the first episode of DGMT just innocently a kiki. We'd already planned that.
Facebook
Good to go.
went hot. I started to see some people talk about where this woman come from. Where this woman come from? Who she thinks she is? Why is she in our business? What's happening here? What's going on? I was like, what is happening?
What is
So
this?
I went to my computer. Ding, 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 ding. What is happening? Bing. Sliding over. Bing, ding, ding, bing. Like, what's happening here? Who's talking? Got to find out a lawyer by the name of Maria Doc. We call it names on the show because it's public knowledge. This is nothing.
Right.
Let's be on the news.
We do
so
the Larry
Maria,
Reid. If it's out there, we're going to
it's
talk
on the
about
news.
it. I mean, it was... Anyway,
She came for
we
the
don't give
prophet.
opinions. We just listen.
just to tell the
we
story.
just telling the
For
story.
those who live on the rock and have not seen it. So
Right.
so she went on and says that she's gotten some reports, some members, and Prophet Roll better give them chair back. She said,
in
capital letters, give them their chair back. Because Pastor Russ and Pastor Trench kicking up a whole heap of mess down there in Golden Gates, and they want their chair back.
Right.
She talked to some pastors.
Essentially, her line of discussion was, it wasn't theirs to give to somebody
They didn't
else.
have any rights to give any chairs to anybody because those chairs belong to the church.
Uh-huh.
And he didn't go to the church and ask permission. He just made things off his own volition and gone and say, "Let me
His
give
what?
these things.
His horn volition.
let
Very
me go give these things to the man in need."
Very good.
And after that, it all went downhill. After that, after that, it pretty much went straight downhill after that. So we had interviews on Eyewitness News and Shanique Miller. It became one big hullabaloo.
Top 50 words. Top 50 words.
It became one
Hullabaloo.
big hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo.
And so Rhea went on Shanique Miller and she brought us some papers.
Hold on. She only went on Shanique Miller because the bishop responded.
Well, yeah,
the bishop went live to explain. No, he was interviewed.
Yeah,
to explain by
Ancheska. Her name was Anchester. He said Anchesla. I'm like, where again?
He was interviewed to find out how he felt about being called out that way.
So they tried to call him out.
And he captured the heart of the nation.
Because
he gone on live
cried,
and y'all made him cry on the live.
Cry on the live.
Y'all made man cry on the live.
Y'all talk about how y'all made him feel like a criminal.
Y'all.
You tried to lift the chair out. He said, I can't teach these chairs.
And he say, if y'all come for these chairs, we gonna have church on the dance floor.
It gonna be one flat floor like the dance floor.
And we're gonna sing it as well. Benedictions.
They gotta go because there ain't no chairs in there. I can't really turn my chairs back.
And this is why Delton and I did not need to share the videos.
No.
We have all watched these enough times to
though.
know some of the stuff these people said word for word. Like people can quote.
So him and Chesler did the little
Bishop
interview.
Roll.
Then Mother Daxon decided to go on Shanique's show to show her
Beyond
side
the
of
headlines.
it, beyond the headlines. And she brought some papers that were, I don't think they're necessarily tied to what was happening. And then the more and more that she began to give her side of the story, there were some holes found in her story about how she get on this, because that was one of people's like main grievances, like how you even get here. We came and found at the end of the day, we still ain't sure how she get here. Like after her 20-minute set on Beyond the Headlines, so exactly.
And
how you get here again now?
And honestly, Dawn said the news was hot. And I think what I just want to insert this here. For me, what got me was that this became news.
Hot news.
And not a day news. Because the nature of news is that it must be new.
Yeah.
For 3 or 4 consecutive days.
This took over the news.
This was on the news. I.e., it was new.
Not entertainment news, not social media news. No, this is on the
real
news.
news.
Yep. And so after this is where the Daxon went live.
What number you on now, Delta?
I think I'm now just approaching number 3.
You're on number 5 now.
I don't.
No. You're on number 5.
Okay,
yes,
all right. Yes, all right. So I'm on 5 now. After she went live,
I told you we numbered this out. I told you we broke this thing down.
Then Pastor Christopher Roberts, and for me, I felt sort of remember me from last year. For those who are fans of the show, I am a big proponent of a minister of clapback for things against the church. I stand for clapbacks from people who say dumb things about the church and don't have proof.
So, context.
So,
for people who go in the chats,
and the chats,
in the comments, and
on the lives,
and on the
and
lives,
talk about the church without any sort of proof and talk bad about. So he came on as the minister of clapback.
Hold on,
behalf,
Malika. Who have a picky ear? Jesus Lord.
on behalf of Prophet Lawrence Roll, and he came with the clapbacks, and he went in for a good number of minutes. For a goodly number of minutes.
Right.
With the clapback.
Okay.
Some of it,
all right,
to me personally, went a little over my line of clapback.
A little bit too much seasoning.
It's a little too much of the clap.
Too much salt?
The clap lasted a little too long. It's like,
so the salt went from salt to
it's
little
like, okay.
salty?
It's like, all right. And then, okay. and then it was still here. And then it got louder. And next thing I know, it was just a round of applause. It wasn't a clapback anymore. It was a round of applause. Like, okay. So anyway,
Malika was
so
quoting.
that happened. Yeah, no, she was quoting him. She was quoting
Malika,
something that was said.
Because I knew you would never.
And so
you could tell what I watched. You could tell what I missed.
Yeah, so you I think you missed that live.
I missed that live. Delton had to bring that live to my attention.
So after that live, as he did, then another person of the gospel decided.
Is this where I pick up the story?
This is where
my
you
turn?
up in there.
Is it my turn? Is it
Another
my turn?
minister of the gospel came and was like, you want to clap back?
Me.
Wilson, go.
So what happened was, I'm joking. So I guess everyone felt like they had to put in their 2 cents. So we had an apostle prophetess, a prophetess.
Apostle, I think it's apostle prophetess, yeah.
Yvette Saunders came on the live.
Right after.
Right after, like hot behind.
She's like,
and I
Pastor
know
Roberts,
this because I know this because in the space of 3.5 hours, because on Wednesday evening when all of this transpired, I was out celebrating a birthday, as grown folk do, inside. Having grown folk talk, playing games. Wasn't out shaking no legs now.
No.
And when people were leaving, someone made the comment that, oh Lord.
March ministry.
Sorry. I told myself I was going to come in. That's right.
Not funny.
Someone made a comment as we were leaving this gathering that, boy, I get plenty lives to catch up on. All of this happened in the space of 3.5 hours.
Between 7:30 to about 10:30.
So on this particular live, the prophetess apostle, I don't want to misquote what she is or what she says she is, Yvette Saunders, she came on the live in response to Christopher Roberts. Is it Pastor Christopher?
He's a pastor, yeah. He's a pastor.
Pastor Christopher.
And just like Maria,
live.
everybody's trying to figure out
where you come from.
Are you getting this again?
No, but I said to Delton, I needed him to go back and watch Pastor Christopher's live because I needed to know if Pastor Christopher called this woman's name. Because if you watch her live, she says very specifically that
you come for me. And
she had been come for. It's almost like the justification for her life was that she'd been come for. But she was kind of making very roundabout comments about what was going on. But she made reference to people who are in this story, this news that is become so hot and everyone's talking about. So after she said her piece, the next day, again, the news continues because new levels and layers are being added to it. And we're gonna, right now we ain't expressing our opinions. We're just telling the story. The next thing we know, the bishop has gone live again, and now everybody has their notifications on for Bishop's live because everybody want to know how he feels. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it because it might be a key. He might make you cry. You just don't know. So everybody have their notifications on for Bishop live, and Bishop's gone live again. But now he's received a visit from Maria Daxon. Okay, makes sense because in the media apparently they are at loggerheads with one another. But hold on, wait a minute. Lincoln Bain is also in this live. For those of you who don't know Lincoln Bain, who Lincoln Bain is, Delton, who's Lincoln Bain?
Lincoln Bain is the leader of COI, the Coalition of Independence. Maria Daxon is the deputy leader of the Coalition of Independence.
Now, I will tell you this. I didn't know that until that live. I didn't know that was their relationship with one another. I just thought they were besties for the resty. I didn't realize that was the relationship.
They co-laborers together.
She goes... She gives the bishop an apology. That's essentially the essence of that video, that she goes to the bishop on the live and apologizes to him for going about her response to him receiving the benches as a gift in the way that she did. She acknowledges that she should have probably called him to let him know what her thoughts were.
On the side, a little side message.
Okay. Yeah. And Bishop, quite graciously, and
as he always does,
as we would all expect, accepted her apology quite lovingly, and
in true Bishop sense.
As far as I'm concerned, that would be the end of it. Isn't the story done? Well, look at people just learning like me. Well, there you go. That evening, the bishop was on Beyond the News, Beyond the Headlines. I guess regurgitating the story. Yeah. We're just almost telling it all over again. And then he, got to speak about his ministry and what he does. Yeah. He was asked some questions that seemed entirely unrelated, but actually I think if you look at all the pieces of this puzzle, because I am now on step 8 or 10, I think some of the questions were directed or were designed in reference to the prophetess's video and something she said. and that seemed directed at him, and he was asked about those things as
Yeah,
well.
because you keep in mind, Prophet Lonzo, he was being under attack
Frequently
from these Facebook. Not these,
For example,
from Facebook Live.
the prophetess Yvette has attacked him
Yeah,
before.
she has talked
when we
about
had our
him.
hand puppet show, we spoke about
For those,
For those of you who missed our hand puppet
it's
show,
an awesome show.
where you been?
Karen was off.
Karen was off, and we
We had
said
to
we're going to
resolve
press
to
on.
hand puppets. There's also Prophet Julian Johnson. That happens in 2020, I think that was.
All the way in 2020?
Yeah,
You
no,
sure?
I think that's 2020.
2021 was long, you know.
It was long.
I think that was
2020 was longer though. So anyway, but that happened as well, where they came out against him, and then in what happens normally, they go back and they apologize.
Do you know what? I didn't even pick up on that pattern. I didn't even notice that.
So the only person left now is the same apostle.
Yeah, she don't have any intentions to go.
I don't think she does.
I don't think she goes to go
She
and
has no
apologize.
plan right now to apologize.
Right.
To
So
apologize.
anyway, Bishop goes on to be on the headlines, an afternoon show, and talks about this story pretty much from the beginning to the end. And we thought it was over.
But wait,
There's more.
there's more.
I don't mean to laugh.
But you have to.
I don't mean to laugh.
And so there's another interview. No, there's another live that went on. I didn't watch it though. Did you watch
I
it?
didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either.
I didn't have the gumption. I didn't have the stomach anymore. I couldn't.
Yeah, so-
I couldn't sit on any more lives. I just realized how much of my time has been spent on lives.
So takeaways from what's happening over the past.
Takeaways.
Takeaways. One.
I
thing-
think there's three aspects of
You have
this,
three?
right?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
give me the three.
I
Go
think in terms of how you can comment or how you can offer any kind of opinion, because we're here to opine opinionated opinions.
That's what we do.
The first is on the actual events, the things that went down, how you feel about that. And I feel like Facebook, the internet has exhausted that. Everybody is saying what they think about what happened. Who's right, who's wrong, who should have,
Yeah.
who should not have, etc. The second thing I think you can talk about is the nature of how the church is being presented in light of these things, because I think that's what makes this so gripping. That's what makes this so prone to sensationalism. The church is on display.
Yep.
The church has their dirty laundry out in Rawson Square. That's the best metaphor I could come up with. Then the third thing I think is, what does the believer learn from this? That's how I would break this down. You can talk about...
So you gotta move on because we didn't give the synopsis of the last two lives. I can't give the last synopsis data because I didn't watch.
We didn't watch them. We just know that.
I didn't watch
Pastor
them
Chris
exactly.
went live. Apostle Prophet Yvette Saunders went live in response to his live. He went live again in response to all the lives.
All the lives.
All the lives of the first 40 days.
Summation of the lives.
All the lives of the first 40 days. So I sat and I thought about this because I said to Delton yesterday, I said, I really don't want us to come on here and just regurgitate the gossip.
Yeah.
Because it's not what we're here to do.
No.
Nor do I want to just offer my commentary and my opinion on who is right and wrong, because I think that's the first line you could go down. The first line you could go down is, how do you feel and what's your opinion of what these people, these events, what's gone down? The second thing is, okay, church folk, this is the reason why all of us gravitated to it and everybody was in the comments and everyone's been a kiki about it, because that's our business.
Yeah.
That's because if this was, I don't know, if this was some scandal between
Who died?
two charities, for example,
Okay.
that give food to the homeless, I probably wouldn't be as
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't be as great.
That's involved.
If this was drama between two companies that provide marine services and rent out speedboats, and they had a similar drama back and forth, and this one and this one's cousin and this one's friend and this one's uncle, and everybody was going live, I probably wouldn't be invested.
No.
The reason why all of us are so invested is we church people.
And
And Bahamians, for the most part, everyone to some extent is a church people. To some extent. And so even if you catch the back end, even if you catch 0.9 of 10,
Yeah.
if you came in, for example, let me give an example. I've got a colleague who I know is not necessarily churchy as such, but he just posted yesterday the video of Apostle Yvette Saunders saying something like, what she says, don't come for me. In the name of Jesus, don't come for me. And his post is, who is this woman? I need to know her name. I need more content. I said, boy, you must be living under a rock. All this woman have is content. So at some point, this is going to ripple out and affect the vast majority of Bahamians. And the question is, What is on display? This is our business. This is church business. This is why we're all involved. This is why everyone feels they have to comment. This is why people was pressuring us on Facebook to ask us if we have in DGMT today.
Y'all come to talk about
this
it?
is church business.
Church news.
Okay, church people, church business. How do we feel about our church business and how it's been dealt with? Not the specific people and the events, but just the fact that we have such an issue going on. And then the last thing is, well, I'm sure, I cannot imagine there's any believer who wants something like this to happen again. If you do, you need to go to Jesus. Because even from a natural standpoint, Bishop Rowe was very hurt.
Push pause. For those watching us for the first time, Vera is from London, England.
Oh,
However,
we got to do that.
she's from Ghanaian roots,
I have Ghanaian roots.
and she likes Jamaican accents.
I like Jamaican
So if you
accents.
hear a little switch happening here now and again, she is not losing it.
Jody.
This is
Yesterday
just-
I went. Jody's a fellow Jamaican in
Fellow
diaspora.
Jamaican.
Jody, yesterday I had a rant at one of my students. She's Jamaican and she never turns her camera on. And I told her in 2022 we're not doing this anymore. And I went off in a Jamaican night. And I was even impressed at how sick it was. I wanted to pause the rant, press record so you could hear me, but I just didn't want to lose my flow.
That was
So
just-
sorry guys for the switch for those of
just a
you that
side
weren't
point.
expecting it. But my thing is, I don't believe any true believer is like, oh, I can't wait for something like this to happen next month. Right? I feel like we're all like, even if you allowed yourself to get sucked up in the lies and you contributed to the talk and you posted something on your page, when all of that is said and done, and we can talk about the position that we have taken as individuals and as a body in this issue. But when all of that is said and done, I don't imagine we want something like this to happen again.
No.
So the third line of thinking is, what have we learned? What have we learned since? No, what is your takeaway? So, with that being said, I'm going to skip my I'm not saying anything with regards to the events and the people. I don't have anything to say. Delton, do you?
I will definitely say
Go
things to
ahead.
people.
Go
No,
ahead.
one of the things that stood out to me, I'll say this. All right, so I won't say that. I would
See?
No,
See?
because I want to say something.
Holy Spirit, snatch him!
No, but I heard myself singing, and it's like,
Activate.
that
Holy Spirit,
that gets off
activate.
it.
Holy Spirit, activate.
Like I heard myself saying something in my mind, and it's like, oh no, that won't come across good at all. One of the things I found even amusing is everything that happens in the church world. It can be very, very funny until it happens to your church.
Right.
That we can make fun of other churches. Like I've seen people make fun of other churches, like further down Carmichael Road, but like this is far Carmichael Road. Don't talk about us. We can come back for you. Other church down the road, further Carmichael Road. Let's get them. We could talk about them. So it's very funny how once the tables turn and it's your church, how all of a sudden now we so love our church and we so love the church.
Right.
But I realize we don't really love the church.
Ooh.
We really love my church.
I did not know Delton was coming with the big guns.
So
I did not know.
Amazing because there's no way you can do this kind of stuff and have these kind of lies if you love the church. There are some things that says, you know what, I love my church or I love my reasoning for what's happening here. But the general outlook of the kingdom and how the kingdom looks in this situation, it seems like a lot of people don't think that far down the road.
But Delton, and you know what I come to do here on DGMT? Those of you that
Stirring
are
the
new,
pot.
those of you that are new, it's very difficult to tell what I really think sometimes because I'll just be going back and forth. I'll be
Just
switching.
stirring
I'm
the
the
pot, sell up
advocate
your
for
floor.
all the people's them. Delton is in Africans will just make up a word when they don't know what to say. He's dove in deep. He has dove in deep.
Dove in.
But Delton, I think the issue is some people believe they can judge who the church is and who the church is not. If we don't count you as part of the church, then you're not part of the church.
Which is nice. That's good.
Now, are we right? Like, how do you determine who's the church? Do we just go with, you know what? This family, this church, this kingdom that we are all part of, we know it has a lot of different branches. Delton is saying that if you can come out and call someone from the church out, then you're not concerned about the church, you're concerned about your church. So, should we then say everyone who professes church, we cover them as church? I might secretly deep down in my house really not count you as part of this family of God that I'm in. I'm sometimes going to have to call your name in prayer because I feel like you need a little more oil, a little more Jesus. You need to get this a bit right. But just the fact that you profess church is enough. Or do we call them out? No, I have the spirit of discernment. I could smell a rat when I see one, so I'm going to call the rat out.
But do I need to feed everybody in the world rat poison?
Ah.
Or
Delton comes with the big guns.
do I just go to that rat? Do I find that rat? Why do I just throw poison all over the place?
Delton.
That's what we do, because what we end up doing now is we just grab a whole bag of poison and we just fling it out because I smell a rat. And I've seen I see people attack Apostle Sanders, and people are calling her a witch, and people are calling her a warlock.
Not a warlock.
A warlock.
A warlock.
And then I've seen Apostle Sanders say she didn't have witches and warlock come against her. She ain't ever scared. I hear people say, Apostle Sanders, you're a witch and a warlock. I ain't never scared. So we have all these persons professing Christianity and who ain't never scared. But if this is the whole church, then there should be some. To me, this isn't something for public knowledge. If I believe that Vera has done something to me, I don't go live. Let me tell y'all something about Vera. I hear her on this radio in this African accent. Demon. You ever see a child of God switch accents? They don't switch accents. Vera trying to play switching accents. Demon. I don't go live and say that. Why do I need to go live and say that? For what? For whose benefit? Who's it benefiting? And so I think certain things that we definitely, if you are concerned about the church, that's my main thing. Right? If you are concerned about the church, then there are certain responsibilities you have to protect the church that you are a part of. Because you're not just part of Golden Gates. You're not just a part of, I don't know what Dante's March Ministries. It's not March Ministries. I don't know what the church's name is. But if you're a part of Apostle, because she has her level of followers. And they were there on her live, and they were there going with her on her live. So that means that she has some sheep behind her. That means that she is a shepherd, and there are people behind her who are trusting this woman for guidance and believing on the word that she says, that she's a true prophet of God. So as your job as a church is to all right, so I need to cover this woman, or if this woman is doing something that I can see it may be a problem, I need to go to her and help her because she has sheep behind her. I don't need to go there and just kill her and destroy her and talk bad about her. No, but she has people behind her.
I want to do my Googles, right? Because what's coming to my mind,
Google it.
What's coming to my mind is a moment in scripture where the disciples come to Jesus and they're like, Jesus, these guys who are not part of us, they're over there claiming, preaching in your name. Do we need to go over there and stop them? He said, hold on.
Let them go together.
As long as it's in my name, leave them. And I think that when we this thing of, but you're not really the church, you're really a witch. The fact that it's professed in the name of Jesus means that for the unbeliever, for the untrained eye, we're all part of the same family.
Yeah.
And so we have some rules as to how we're supposed to approach those things for the ones that claim to be in this family. Because ultimately, once they profess the name of Jesus, all of us in the same family now. I'm not negating the fact that some people do things with the wrong spirit, they have manipulative intentions or selfish ambition, but to the naked eye, our general responsibility before you discern the spirit is to treat them as if they are a brother. And then if you're treating them as if they are a brother because they say you and me, she say you and me, we have the same daddy, okay. Well, brother, this is what I see you doing wrong.
Or what I think you could do better. Not to say this is what you're doing wrong.
Right.
This is what I think you can do better.
That's a high level of emotional intelligence. You've got to apply for that. Very, very high.
So that this is what I see you possibly could be doing. And also in what I have gained from this, well, teaching that was said by our pastors that changed my life on things that's being said. If you believe that someone has worked witchcraft on you, and you say return the sender.
Oh Jesus, Lord.
And this just makes sense to me that if someone sends witchcraft to you, and you send witchcraft back.
No. You're not sending witchcraft back. You're sending what they sent to you back, which is
witchcraft. Which means that you are now a witchcraft worker. So what we've been taught is that you don't send things back to senders. You send works of the devil back to works of the devil. back. So don't say I don't send them back to you. So I'm not wishing whatever you wish back on you. I'm sending whatever you wish. I'm sending that back to the pits of hell, and we're rebuking it.
Right.
So I think something to be very concerned. I'm a little concerned of people who are so quick to just say, "I return that back to the sender." You send to me, I send it back to you. Like, yeah, be careful, because if I call you a witch and I call you a warlock,
and I send in your
and
witchcraft
I'm
back
taking your
to
witchcraft
you.
back to you, I am now taking your witchcraft, hold it in my hand, and I'm sending it back, which means I am taking witchcraft, and I'm now a witchcraft worker.
I think one of the things that for me was just most troubling about the whole situation was this idea of, and I come on DGMT, and every time I have the opportunity, I go back to it. Our social media etiquette as believers, like, we are starting to lose our minds, because on the one hand, Delton is making very, very powerful comments about the livers. The livers.
Yeah.
Those people who were in the 10-step plan that we just gone through, all the persons that were involved, and the responsibilities they have. Like, if you must go live, these are the guidelines.
Yeah.
However, those of us who sit underneath those comments or post our own comments, put ourselves in the mix and become as visible. And there is a responsibility we have. When we were thinking of the title, I wanted to tell Delton, put the title, "The Devil is on the Live." And I thought about this yesterday. No, I'm being dead serious. Because in the pandemic, we have, many churches are arguing and advocating that these social media platforms and the accessibility of the live is putting the gospel out there, is making it more easy for people to hear the word of God. Like, you could just be scrolling through your phone, you go on things you got for sale, 2 for 2,
Yeah.
whatever, and you're going to see the word of God. So, it's just out there more. The sound of the gospel is being promoted and propagated on these platforms. And that was what a lot of the church, especially in the lockdown when people weren't going to church and had closed their services, that's what people were kind of celebrating as the victory that we have won in a pandemic. It seems as if there is a plot to undo any good work by discrediting that same body that has so taken the airwaves by storm, that has so captured the nation and so put out the gospel. That same body is using that same platform to undo itself.
Yep.
The fact that this made it onto the news, for me, was the greatest shame of everything, was the greatest disappointment of everything, because it took it to the average Joe who really ain't anywhere in this. Like,
don't care about the
he
church at
wasn't
all.
going to catch the ripple till live 11.
Yeah.
It put this right in front of him. And I felt like, no, we cannot ignore that this same platform that we want to take by storm, this social media, can very easily be a tool with which we undo any good work. There are so many people who I respect as believers, and when I saw them comment, their witness lost a bit of VAT in my perspective. Like, you went down from a 12.5 VAT to like a 3% VAT. Because suddenly I wondered, like, hold on, what is your motivation for the other posts? Because nothing about what you just said is loving. Nothing about what you said is forgiving. The amount of believers I saw saying that Maria Daxon, she here, I don't even buy her apology. I'm like, how do you make that judgment? So if somebody comes to apologize to you, you're going to stand and say, I don't even think that's genuine and not forgive. It's like, and this lacked so much of Jesus's character, like all of the back and forth. And I feel like, as much as we can talk and comment on the people that were, in the spotlight, I think so many believers equally became culpable in tearing down this kingdom. Like, the kingdom was divided against itself, but in a way that meant everybody could see. As I said, our dirty laundry was in Rawson Square.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say we don't have it. We have it.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, there are merits to both sides from my perspective. As somebody who's not personally invested, I guess if this was a life issue, I probably would be far more biased. But standing from the outside looking in, there are probably merits to both sides of the argument in terms of the chairs anyway. You could sit and argue both sides all day because people went on the news and that's exactly what they did.
Yep.
But in terms of what our responsibility is, I think we have allowed these social media platforms to become our enemy. And I'm almost struggling to articulate everything I want to say, but in a nutshell, the devil is on the live too, buddy.
The devil is on the live.
The devil is on the live. And
We missed a lot of comments.
No, we ain't missing. We going back for them.
So let me scroll up. So 'cause y'all comments are very important to us. So let me try. Thank you to all those who commenting, to all those who listen via radio in their cars on 93.9 FM. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Oh, Dana, I love that. We're gonna get to it because Dana said something that literally I thought about when I was watching all the backs and folds.
How many phones are on?
So while Delton deals with his phone,
Yeah,
for that person who doesn't seem to know he's on the radio at this point, like who in the world doesn't know he's on the radio? Franklin said, God will always make your enemy your footstool. And you know what? In everything we're saying, I'm not going to discount the fact that I do think, I've said this on DGMT before, for me personally, I don't like saying sorry, innit? So I'm always going to try and make sure that I'm presented in the best light. And I think that's what Prophet Roll did. Like the one beacon glimmer of hope and Christian stewardship, I definitely think was exemplified in Prophet Roll. And the fact that every time he finds himself in a situation like this, his response triggers an apology. I think that's definitely a beautiful example of how to conduct yourself when under attack. Absolutely. And I said the third line of discussion could be, what can Christians take away from that? Absolutely. I would agree that for the most part, I think that's an example to follow. Like but everyone was applauding him, but not exercising any of his humility. Like everybody was in the comments saying, this is exactly how Christians should behave. Be humble.
I go live at 8. This is how y'all should behave.
I was like, let's do the same thing and not say anything else.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Everybody kind of applauded him for just really holding his tongue and not firing back. But no, I ain't there yet. I still petty.
Yeah, I go live at 7 though. A true humble man of God.
And you know what it is?
I go live at 8.
You know what it is? You know what it is? God is still working on all us.
Yeah,
all us.
everybody.
For somebody, it's lying. For somebody else, it's gossiping. My own is, listen, Jesus saved me from gossip. He's still working on me. Some people, they lied, they stole, they were lascivious. I was not like that. He saved me from soca and gossip. That's me. Soca and gossip. However, so I'm not, listen, and there were some thoughts that people had that they typed and they sent out that I shared them. I completely agree. I just didn't type it. Like this compulsion to say everything. Just no self-control. No self-control. I'm going to throw this in here because I need to plug this. And I think she even posted this before the madness, you know. Minister Tanya Duncombe. She posted almost like a story of something she had been through where somebody came for her in the day. Someone said a comment to provoke her and she was so tempted to respond to that person. And the Holy Spirit snatched her back. She didn't say anything. She walked away and went to eat her lunch. But what was getting her was that she appeared weak in the fact that she didn't respond to this person. It was clearly taking her for a fool, thinking she was the conk. And the Holy Spirit said to her, strength is not in saying, strength is not in responding, strength is in holding your tongue. And I feel like we're losing, that's a wonderful lesson to learn, that there is strength in not saying everything you want to say. Yeah. There is strength in not reacting exactly how you want to react, because 9 times out of 10, if that's your instinctive response, it's probably the most fleshly one.
Truth.
And a lot of people have come on Facebook in the last couple of days and said, you know, the Holy Spirit told me not to type what I was supposed to type. And I was like, yeah, tell us about that. Let's hear more about that. Let's hear more about that. Sin says Bishop Rowe never claps back, so they take him for low fence. Yeah. But his defender is defending him. Like, he can be taken for a low fence because his job is not to defend himself. God's job is to defend him. So, and I think he's exemplified what that looks like. Yeah, Lilio. So Dana was saying we were on display negatively. Definitely. He also published a Facebook letter on the events that transpired. Someone just sent that to me.
Yeah, I saw
Did you read it?
Yeah. No, I saw.
Like, what's
I
the
saw
conclusion?
that he posted.
Is he just saying the same
thing?
No,
that was him explaining that he didn't call her name
in his live.
In his live. Oh. And then he went on to say some other things in reference to the live. And some things that he sent her, and then that's when he started to return to the sender thing and all the sort of stuff like that.
So Dawn was saying live, essentially all the lies weren't necessary. It was just a lot over the top. Things can be said privately. Listen, I've said this before on DGMT. In the honestly, ever since social media came, I almost feel like I can't have an opinion without first thinking I need to post it, you know. Like it's just part of the way my psyche works. Before Facebook, it was MSN. I'm gonna make that my status. Like, oh, it sounds funny, it sounds witty, or it sounds provocative, or it sounds trendy. And social media has trained our minds to feel like once you have an opinion, the next thing to do with it is post it. I don't think that compulsion in and of itself is a crime. I think the issue is when you don't have any kind of filter for that. You don't have any self-control against that compulsion. Because you've done a live, then you've done another live, then you've posted 5 paragraphs about that live. It's enough. Kilonshele. Like, who is still asking questions? Who is still wanting more information? Call them. Call them directly and tell them. Because as Delton said, why do we have to spray the rat poison on everybody? Delton, that was so profound. Jesus Lord. Sin said it's not a good look for the church. The matter could have been handled privately. Absolutely. Franklin is a keying at me, and that's all right. I don't mind being the butt of your jokes. I feel as though this whole debacle should have never happened, especially to the level that it escalated. What would Jesus do? Couple times I felt like the world would be different if we kept those bans. If we kept those bans. We took those bans for granted. What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? What would Jesus do? Oh, my goodness.
They assumed Jesus would go live.
Dawn said that's deep, and she was talking about what you said. Julie said powerful. Dana said very good point, Delton. Delton on it today. Gee, where do you all see these things? I don't know what Franklin was referring to there. And Dana referred to what I also mentioned. There are biblical instructions on how you deal with an ought with your brother. An ought, if you have an ought with your brother. Dana, my issue is some of this. Your brother doesn't even have an ought with you. You just felt like talking for talking's sake.
That's
like no one called your name.
There's no ought.
Nobody called your name, and you decided you want to talk.
It's like, you know what? Let me talk here.
And it's like, honestly, is it that we need friends? Maybe that's what it is, you know, that we need a bit more wise counsel in our lives. Because when I have an opinion, why the live? Wasn't there anyone I could call to talk me down off the ledge, or to say that's a good idea? Yeah. I think in 2022, run the live by somebody. Run the live by a friend, a trusted friend. Just run it by them.
Let me see the docket
like,
first.
Don't be sitting home idle and just go live. Like, run it by someone first. Everybody get a little committee. Especially, influencers.
Like, hey, I plan to go live. Look at this for me.
Go live. This is what I'm going to talk about.
Tell me how you feel. No,
because once you go live, I do this? Okay, it's out there. All of that garbage that just spins in our minds.
And I want you to believe, even if you delete it, there was somebody screen recording.
What?
Always somebody screen recording.
From they saw you, said like, you were
live? Screen record.
Because it's just all of what's going on up here, everybody gets to see it. All of it. All of it. Because it's not a scripted live. It's not point by point live. It's just a...
Well, actually, no. I talked for Pastor Chris. Pastor Chris had a point by point because he had points for his first couple minutes.
I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, because that's when he dealt with Maria Jackson, and he talked about what she's talked about on Shanique's show. So he had a little point by point thing, and then after that, he put the points down. He put the points down after that.
Franklin said the level of carnality is just too high.
The Laodicean is what we call it.
They said that's really good. Go ahead, Pastor. I see that. Okay, I agree. Hi, Anishka. Latoya said, go ahead and discern, Pastor Delton. Yes, never like the send back to sender when it comes to something other than a known evil spirit. Even then, do you deal with a known evil spirit by sending it back to the sender? Like,
airing evil is back to hell.
Let me get the scriptures for this topic. Please, Franklin, do. We've thrown a few out there, but there are definitely more. The devil is on the live. Marisha, I'm starting to believe the live, the accessibility of the live, the ability to say exactly what you feel in a moment when you're hot and have hundreds of people hear you immediately. I think the devil's in it. I really do. I really do. I don't trust myself that much. To say just what I'm feeling for hundreds of people to hear me one time. I got to call a friend and let them tell me, sis, calm down.
Yeah, first of all.
I true that.
However, don't go live. You done that.
Shaquille said, this is good. This young lady's spitting. Rah, rah. No, not gum fingers. Double. Guys, I'm still working on it. So we became the stumbling blocks
fingers.
in the way of sinners that could come to the kingdom. Yeah, Franklin. Agreed. Michelle said, well said. First time listener of the show. Hey, Shaquille, first time listener. Thank you for joining us. Listen, Dana said, same here. Dawn, don't laugh at me. Gossip and soca. I'm telling you, I mean it. I mean it. It's enough. Dana, it's enough. On the count of 3, everybody put down the live. Please.
Like end the life.
But you know what? It's a really difficult contention for believers, and I suffer from it. I have influencer aversion. I have influencer aversion, which is like, for example, if I feel like I have a word to share, the idea of posting it on Facebook repels me. Like I find that repulsive. I just don't ever want to be that person that's always putting things out there. But God is teaching me that that's antichrist.
Let me
That's
tell you.
antichrist to not take advantage of opportunities to get the word of God out there. But then you guys are doing things like this on the internet, and I don't want to be associated with it.
And for me, I realize how much I have turned from that, because I look, when Facebook comes back with the memories, I was like, I used to post this.
I mean, Delton, I used to be safe.
I used to post this much about church and invite people to church, and now that I have more friends and more things than ever, I don't post anything. I remember, it's at the end of the year, like they had this little thing. I saw everybody doing this, like your top like 10 posts or something.
Right.
Like I tried to do it.
God was not
I had
glorified.
about 6 posts that they could have picked from this. Like, guy, you didn't.
You ain't even
you
using.
didn't repost
Not that
it.
you're using this for wrong. You're just not using it.
You didn't
Period.
use it at all.
And I feel like
You don't have nothing to post.
Because someone like me who's already struggling with that and knows that there are times when I should. I know that there are times when I should. Like a really, really transparent moment. The success of DGMT for me was already a shock. But it shouldn't have been. Do you know what I mean? Like the fact that we can have a radio show that people want to listen to. When I did my blog for a very, very brief moment in my life, something I knew God was pressing me to do. And it was very, very well received. And I found that really, really surprising. I know that God has given me not only the insight, but he's kind of given me the skills. Like I teach. I talk to people and share
And you
knowledge
teach
for a living.
English.
Like I get that there are certain skills I have that mean that it would be wise for me to use my platform to share the gospel.
And to separate apart.
And then there is that inner that my flesh is like, yeah, I don't want to be no influencer. I don't want to call my name and say I'm. And then this kind of stuff happens, and people like me are like, I'm definitely not
Definitely not.
gonna
Yeah.
them.
yeah. No, I'm not gonna join this.
The devil is on the live. God on it, but the devil on it too.
Yeah.
Social media has given everyone a platform, and sometimes unnecessarily. Like there's just no judgment in what to say, what not to say. Now, shouts to those people who know they're wrong, who go on a live, go on their Facebook post, and know they're being entirely inappropriate and unapologetic. Because you're not our issue. We know when you're not our example in life. But it's those people that on one day, you're sharing the kind of content that encourages me, uplifts me, shows that you are, and then on the next day it's like, hold up, wait a minute. So, what? Anyway.
But I think that lands more to that whole latency in where we so like this lukewarm state that we are in, where it's like that's acceptable. So you could come up here today and talk about church today and give a nice little encouraging scripture, and then post some lewd, vulgar, nasty thing the next day, and then post something the next day,
and let me be honest with you.
People are encouraged.
As I said, I had my opinions about everything that was going on, but my instinct was, Vera, it's just not wise to put your opinions out there. First of all, like, who cares what you have to say? What impact is that going to have on anything? The bench has still been barbecued.
And first of all, you weren't even Damien.
Bishop Russ is Bishop Russ, and Pastor Trench is Pastor Trench.
Pastor
You
Trench,
understand?
Bishop Russ.
Like, why do you have to throw out your two cents?
Like, who asked you, ma'am? You're from here.
But then on the flip side, I was like, but everyone's doing it. So
Cheapest,
you might, because you do kind of feel like I'm being too overly spiritual or overly deep, or because all my brothers and sisters, they're out here. They're out here shouting about what they feel or what they think. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe I'm just doing too much. If you see enough people that are like you doing something, you can very easily start to feel like, maybe it's okay. Maybe it's all right.
I should just throw some out there
Maybe
too.
I should throw some out there too. Dana said, Proverbs speaks to that as well. There is wisdom in a multitude of counsel.
Multitude. Always
And the devil is busy in isolation too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Those of us that live alone will tell you he's on job when you're by yourself. Now, there's beautiful, wonderful, glorious times you experience with God when you're alone. So being alone is not a negative thing. But when you isolate yourself, oh, Jesus. Marisha, don't call me out. I'm working on it, please. She said the gum fingers though. First time listener, but Delton on it. Listen,
Hey,
smoking.
Delton.
Hot like a 6. Yes, Delton, I used to post plenty too. Now, and people, I mean, Marisha, you're a whole radio show host, a whole youth pastor for the nation.
Youth pastor.
And you have an aversion to posting. There's something wrong with that. Something's wrong with that. Jesus help us all, yeah? Our shows have replaced our
Yeah.
statuses. Let's do that then. Let's go for that, Marisha.
I think what
Let's
it
go
is,
for
especially
that.
for the show, I feel better talking to people that want to hear me than trying to put things on there for just anybody. So on my show, I know if you hear, you want to hear what I have to say. I don't want to put something on there for some.
But you know, Delton,
for
that
some nincompoop to come
you
take
can
what I
post
say.
something that a post that you share is going to reach someone before a whole hour and 2 hours you want to hear
Yeah.
and jibber jabber.
But also gonna reach somebody else who does.
And you came with the fire after 1 hour, so they would have had to stay on the live for an hour
to
hear the fire.
strong hour and 10
to hear the fire. But you could have posted that in a good 100 characters.
or less.
I think after we talked on the show and to people, we don't have anything else to say. I know that's not my excuse though. I believe that's true.
Yeah,
For some people. I know that's just not my excuse. Welcome to all the new people. Plenty new people on the live today,
Welcome.
and I am super excited about it.
Welcome.
I was missing this all along.
All along, Dana.
Dana.
all
Every
along.
Saturday at
Every Saturday. Every
Saturday.
Every Saturday.
every Saturday.
It's
Every
called
Saturday.
DGMT, buddy.
DGMT
It should be that good morning tea.
should be that
Sometimes it's
morning tea.
brunch. Sometimes it's strong brunch. It's just
Sometimes,
strong.
and sometimes
Sometimes
it's
it's
a
lunch. Sometimes we fast.
Sometimes.
No tea at all.
Okay, because your tea that you buy.
Sometimes it spills on the
Franklin say I just don't like posting, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just know I've been prompted to do that more than I do. And
floor.
so
There's Teachers Chronicles. That's always good.
Teachers Chronicles, but again, that's something
for
I
Kiki,
probably
though.
should put out, but just don't want to.
I
So
mean,
for anyone,
you possibly can't either because some of the students might be.
hello, hi, have you not seen all the teachers on TikTok?
That's true. Yeah. I have. Anyway,
So for anyone who came, knowing that the tea was hot, knowing that the streets was busy and the lives were smoking, and you were expecting to come here and hear me and Delton tear people down and
join in.
call people picky head. That's not what we do here.
Vicky Ed and the staff
That's not what
Moses.
we do here. We try to use what's going on in the church and on social media to learn some lessons. So hopefully,
To move on in life.
we've learned a little something from these first 40 days of 2022.
These
I'm
first 40
standing
days.
by it. First 40 days of 2022. I am so excited that Monday is a holiday. I don't feel like I deserve it, but I'm grateful for it. This, for me, is an example of the favor of God.
Well,
I don't
first of all,
deserve it.
Last week Monday's holiday as well. It's like carry back around again.
Do you understand what I mean? It's because Monday was a holiday. Just it feels like it's
Anyway, so as we leave, I want to end with this.
as we leave. Delton is
we gotta
scary
leave.
how much
Oh,
you
we gotta-
sound like Denzel Roll, though. Really?
There-
This is still like keep that rat poison to yourself in Jesus' name. Come on in
Please.
here. Come on in here.
There's as we talk about tearing down the church, this can be a good closing too.
Dana said, "Thank you for the explanation of the dialects." You're welcome.
I've got to stay though. Yeah, because I don't want people calling my friend a witch and all along.
And I want you to know, if you ever hear me speaking in an African accent, that's authentic.
Like,
I make that up. I ain't buy that. I didn't copy it from YouTube. Just
from
saying.
Nollywood.
Didn't copy it from Nollywood. Oh goodness.
So this last clip of the day as we end. This is our kiki moment, our moment, our enlightening moment. So this happened on the live. This is watch night, if I remember correctly. No,
Why do you know it's Watch Night, Delton? Because we watched the whole thing.
because we are now an avid follower of this man.
Avid followers.
And so I noticed this went around in our last some seconds. So this happened with Prophet Brian Karn, and this is around. Another thing, this is on the live.
On the
This is on the
live.
live. So there we go.
Everything on
So this is what's
live.
happened on the live.
It's turning around. It won't always.
So for those that didn't see it the first time, or those listening via radio. So this is Prophet Brian Karn at his service. This is watch night. This is when he had the red shoes on too. So he was starting to sing a song. And I think from that angle, because I watched the church, I know where the band sits. I think this was the bass guitar player. The bass guitar player didn't come in his yet. And so he found something that was near the keyboard. And he threw at the bass guitar player. And tell him play. And this, of course, went wild because we all have known that Prophet Brian Kahn has had his instance with musicians.
He's got a reputation.
He's got a reputation with musicians and the singers.
He's got a reputation.
And calling them out.
Call him out.
So as we end, I would say this: your little man alone, because, like I said, I have always known.
We should just seen that for the first time.
I've always known this same version right here of Prophet Brian Kahn. These are the short clips.
These short clips.
These short
Because
clips,
we've spoken
okay.
about it before, and it's come up the discussion of like abuse and
exactly. Abuse
abusing
in
your
church
musicians. And we've had other examples when the pastor called out the praise team for not doing proper praise. And then
if you want
Bishop
to sing
Paul
the praise,
Morton,
you sing it down there.
Bishop Paul Morton told the band,
to get back,
sit
down, get this word. Y'all need this word too. And we see these little short clips of
she thought you were going to
pastors.
do the buckle your knees one. Don't lock it.
Don't lock your knees. That one. I have, for the past, because of Pastor Denzel, he always talk about like listen to him and listen to the singing. And I thought, I didn't know what he's talking about. But I realized if you ever watch Brian Carnes, his live service at his church, that about a good first 2 hours or so, he sings about 14 to 30, about 10 to 15 songs. Just randomly, whatever song comes to his mind, he literally just sings it. And I've come to find out, leave this man alone, his musicians, because his musicians have an awesome connection. And they are there every service. Everyone, immediately after he threw that thing at that guy, the next service, the same band was right back down. And after you talk about the singers, the next service, they're right back there again. Because you don't go to that church. leave them out of church alone. But I realized, if you have a relationship with your band, you can do anything. That's the same as teachers.
Honest, Delton, why are you in my brain? Get out of my brain, babe.
They say, teachers, you can't beat students.
Okay, because some of you are going to be like, Delton and Vera defending Brian Kahn.
I was a teacher.
Let me tell you why. We started to watch him. We started to contextualize this character that we all see in a Kiki. I think if I looked at this and never watched him, I'd just roll my eyes again. I'm like, this man at it again. This man have anger issues and someone needs to cancel him. Like, he needs to go and see someone about how he interacts and relates to people. Like, okay, you threw something that wasn't hurting them or painful, but like, why throw something? That's where I would have been 2 or 3 weeks ago. Now that I watch his church service, I liken him to a teacher. Because I have kids I can throw something at and I have kids that I can't.
Exactly.
And honestly, when I watch him, I'm like, I get it.
That's our relationship.
I get it. That's all I'm going to say. I get it.
Now, there are some things about him that are very
wild.
Very crazy. He had an altar call. I'll give this last one before we have to close. Altar call.
You didn't save it.
Lady comes. I didn't save it. I didn't cut the life. Lady comes up to get saved. And she came up to join the church. And he was like,
because don't talk about the people who's come up to get saved.
He was like, lady came up to join the church. And he's like, are you saved? And the woman was like, I believe in God. And he's like, I didn't ask you that. I asked you, are you safe? Like, I believe God. It's like, even the devil believes God and he trembles. I asked you,
and this woman come up to get salvation. She
and
come up
to join the church.
That was it. She came up to join the church.
He was like, no. I asked if you saved. I didn't ask if you believe in God, because even the devil believes in God and he trembles. So
and he asked her like 5 or 6 times. Yeah. Still wouldn't say she was saved. So he's like, I come back to you.
Yeah, it's like, what are you?
Because if you want to be added to the church, you got to be saved.
So he does. He is out there, but I mean, out there there's people.
But you know what? It is this thing people. Again with the church being on live. I did think about this. I was like, if somebody videoed my lesson, live streamed my lesson, and then cut out certain clips, like for example, when I went off on the little girl for turning off her camera in my Jamaican accent. All of you guys would have told them to revoke my work visa
out of here
and carry me back to where I came from.
Because
we don't need any foreigner coming here talking to our good Bahamian children like that. That's what you would have said.
He's a foreigner too.
If you take me out of my context.
Yeah.
And so honestly, I'm very humbled. Now we're still gonna kiki at some of these things that's come out, but I will always disclaim. This has been taken out of its context. So I'm not going to make a judgment about a person's entire ministry and entire character based on a clip that happens.
If you were to take a clip of me
like
last week Sunday, as I spoke with a musician of my church.
Jesus, Delton, that's such a good example.
You would have been like, oh boy.
Let me play it for you. Imagine if the camera was on Delton and not the praise team singing. Now, of course, there was no mic on Delton, so you can hear what Delton was saying. What you would have seen is something like this.
Now,
And then you're going to tell us that drummer of yours has attitude problems.
yeah, serious issues. Don't know the context.
So some of you are not fans of Brian Kahn, and that's absolutely your prerogative. But if Delton and I's opinion is if it carries any weight at all for you, go and watch a whole
Trust me,
service of Brian
if you
Kahn.
like singing, you would enjoy it. If you like a good
Music.
band, you're gonna enjoy that.
Marisha, I can message you on the side, because when I found out, I was not happy. And I would have done exactly what Delton did.
I'm probably like Brian. We'll throw something.
Delton for real.
We'll throw something at it.
Oh my God! If I was you, I would have thrown something. Like, I wouldn't have done this. I would have porked the person.
Anyway, because of special requests, Dana say sure they want one more die. That's just one more die. No problem, Dana.
My video was frozen. Man. Okay.
There you go. This is right here. It won't always. It's about to be in it.
You know it's turning my favor.
Play.
It's turning around.
That's what means as a musician. Why you ain't playing? The man is still singing. Why?
And he's not at the beginning of the song.
No, like why you not playing, bro?
It won't.
Yeah, but you tell him what to play.
You might as well have ended up by saying "dummy." It won't always.
So it's
Dummy.
like I'm singing here and that's a musician. I mean that's my me. Like, why you
And
playing?
listen, days being church.
It's
All they have is church.
4 hours.
They don't. For anyone who's interested, they don't do praise and worship there.
It won't always.
Did someone say Tingham? What Junior talking about? Did someone say Tingham?
Junior, I was just about to message you.
Junior,
now.
you 2 hours and 6 minutes late. I was really expecting you on the laugh. Like an hour and a half ago, babe.
Junior posted something about on the status the other day. He's like, why people talking about the benches? He's like, me minding my business.
I missed that. Now, earlier on, I referred to people who have come on the Facebook and just been really honest and transparent to say, listen, I want to say something, but Jesus ain't gonna let me.
No.
And Junior was among those. Junior was among that set. And so I'm proud of you, yeah? I'm proud of you.
Anyway, that's our show for the day, guys. We've well over time. Junior, I tell this much, Junior. Junior said, I wish he would if I was playing. Junior, if you go to that church, that'll be okay with you. You wouldn't mind. if you were there, because he's had the same band now for a long time. This is their first thing. This is their first run around. This is like a high musician that he's talking
Junior,
to.
question. Did you have a teacher when you were in school that you had a good relationship, and if they threw something at you, you would have laughed and just carried on smartly? Because I think that's the best comparison to
a
make.
teacher comparison is the best.
A pleasant good afternoon.
As we take calls. I think the person was calling me too, but I didn't.
I knew the boss calling us.
Oh, the boss calling us?
Management of Joy 90.5.
Management and staff.
Okay, hold on. Pastor Denzel coming in. You only calling because we play Brian Kahn. I see that. We're gonna Delta gonna connect the wife and you can come
sorry. What happens is our phone line? I didn't realize our phone line was dead, so we had a caller coming in. We had a caller trying to call.
Junior
in.
says his fave teacher beat him for the first time. He was hurt. I thought we was friends. He was also my band leader. Did he stop being your fave teacher after that? Did you stop going to band after that, Junior? Intrigued to know. After the beating stopped stinging, were they still your favorite teacher? And did you still go to band?
I had to call the camera for a second. You could be on the camera yourself. I had to get a cable for the call situation for the band.
Exactly.
For the man.
Junior said no. Perfect.
Yeah, no. So
and that's essentially what we watch. That's essentially what we watch. I mean, there are some things I know people would take from their pastor and wouldn't take from my pastor. He said his favorite switched. Did you stop going to band? And the question is, did you deserve that beating? The question is if you deserve that beating. But for those of you, Dana has said that I enjoy DGMT. This definitely won't be my last visit. We were glad to have all of you on the live. There were plenty of people on the live. And plenty of people in the comments today. There's a lot.
Plenty new people.
Plenty new people. And you are welcome every Saturday around the time of... Saturday. Around the time of Saturday. This show is called That Good Morning Tea. I am Vera. He is Delton. His afro is Alfred. And this show would be nothing without you guys. So thank you so much. Can't remember what I did, but this was primary school though.
Let me get our caller back.
We're gonna get our caller back. But while we get our caller back, I think that's it for this week.
Yeah,
we done exhausted the docket, and we did it in 2 hours and 10 minutes. I was sure we was going to be here for 5 hours today.
Good afternoon. Welcome to DGMT Glow 93.9 FM. Caller, are you there?
I'm here. I'm so glad to be on the show.
Thank you so much for calling.
Glad to have you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you, and many happy return. Happy Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, and Yom Kippur.
Returns of what? You say happy returns. What does that mean?
Sorry, many happy returns. Like what?
I mean,
no, what does many happy returns mean?
Returns of what?
I have absolutely no clue.
Okay,
so I think I know what it means. I think I know what it means.
Many happy returns?
No clue.
Because in Ghana, when we say
equivalent to the kingdom suffered violence and violence by force.
We don't know what it means. Because in Ghana, when we say Happy New Year, the whole phrase means Happy New Year, let the year return to find you. So this idea that you'll meet another full circle of a year. That's what we say when we say Happy New Year. So maybe that's what many happy returns
That's too deep.
means.
That's too deep for me.
Yeah.
Really? That you would have another birthday is too deep for you? That's what it means?
I'll see another year. Spare me another year. Oh, Lord. See you
there you go. We all have it. But please call up, share your thoughts. I mean, which part of the show are you sharing your thoughts on? Because we've been here a while.
Well, it's several things, but I know you're ready to leave.
Your points?
And I'm in the presence of I'm actually in the presence of a gentleman that's given me some service, and I'm on the air now, so I won't be long. But I will say, number one, Delton was extremely abrasive to a fellow musician on Sunday past. Extremely abrasive. I mean, it's just
abrasive.
It's abrasive. It was. I was terrified. I had to pray in Holy Ghost twice. I had to figure what happened.
Abrasive.
So Delton was extremely abrasive. To me, Brother Khan was a joke to Delton last week.
And yet, the guy texted me before I turned this out to kiki.
He did?
Oh, yeah.
All right, number two. How come nobody comments, and nobody comment on the fact, right, that Brian Khan starts the song, looks in the corner, says to play, finds something to throw, throws it, and the guy's still up in the desert. So how is that not come up in the conversation?
Well, I said a little while ago, like he's not playing. Why are you not playing?
Right, because but my thing is that all that movement your pastor doing while he's singing, and you miss all the movement. And you want staff being paid. Now hold on. I still totally support what you guys said, that it is abundantly clear that Prophet Khan has a relationship with those brothers, that they cool like that. That's clear. When you watch every service. They have a relationship. They have a good relationship, because they be laughing, kiki in all the service.
And
he looking at them.
They play that service into glory.
Yes, sir.
And he's grabbed the talk back mic and talk to them and talk back mic in the middle.
Absolutely. However, and now let me say this too. I do believe that Prophet Khan, as much as I am enjoying his worship services, I believe he's rude.
Oh yeah.
Nothing. I don't change that. I think he's rude, but I think a lot of the flack he gets for his church, I don't think that qualifies. Now, when he go to other people's church and talk to their musicians, no, you can't do that. They're yours.
Yeah.
But how he handles his people, man, I don't get that, man. That's his people. And Brother Bass Boy was not paying attention at all.
He's on the phone.
Totally not paying attention.
Had to be on the phone.
Yeah, no, that's a problem. That's a major problem. Now, before I end, in Bass Player's defense, that service would be long, though.
Yeah, but that's not new. That's not new. That's like someone at live saying cheat. That's like a minister at live saying, "Child, we've been here for 2 hours." That's not new. That's not an excuse for anything.
No, don't forget that we have Omicron, so we don't be in here for 2 hours no more, remember?
I mean, I was talking about in normal circumstances.
Like 2009. You know, come on. 2012, man. 2012, 2013.
All things being equal.
Anyway, I only want to chime in. You guys sound good on the radio. Welcome back. Have a good season this year. Y'all 2 seasons or y'all 2 years?
Right now, this is the second half of our season.
We're in the second half.
I think we have one more half to go, and then we'll be done.
Okay.
I can't.
We're in the second half. We get one more half.
All right.
Then we finish.
We're gonna have to talk to the management and see how we're gonna do this. When we talk to the management, and management lets us know.
I think it'd be good if the Throne Room would sponsor y'all one of y'all half-hour shows, and then that'd be nice. I'll be on the Throne Room.
Yeah, the Throne Room. I did the Throne Room listen to that the station. I know if he.
The Throne Room listen to y'all.
I know.
Wow.
That's the member Bartop Talk community.
Wow. Oh. Throne Room. You don't listen to the Good Morning Tea?
Every
Take a
Every time they open their mouths. Every time they open their mouth,
Is that the throne room in there now?
I love their accents. You know what I'm saying?
Who's that?
Especially the British girl.
Who is Pastor Denzel? Tell the person servicing yours giving you a service. You're on the radio.
Anyway, thank you much, Pastor.
Most of the time, I don't understand what the lady's saying. Accent.
Really? Powerful.
You had anything you wanted to share, Pastor, about the whole situation, the benches and Pastor Russ and Pastor Trench?
About the benches and all that whole stuff?
You had any feeling towards that? I know tomorrow's a holiday, so I don't.
Nothing I want to share.
I don't think you have any show tomorrow because it's a holiday.
Yeah, I won't be having a show on Monday. But no, there's nothing I want to share besides the fact that Prophet Lawrence Roll is doing an amazing job in helping and assisting, and he is to be commended for the work that he has done. And let me also say this, that Bishop Ross Davis has a track record of assisting other churches, smaller churches, and in doing what they do. This is not the first, second, third, or fourth time he's done this to many churches around the country. All right, so that's all I want to say about that. That we celebrate the amazing work that Prophet has been doing for decades now, and has intensified over the pandemic, and he continues to do it. And of course, many of us, we laugh and we joke and we smile at some of the things that he does, but his work is beyond repute. The work that he's done and continues to do. So we celebrate what he's doing down there on 2nd Street. And Bishop Ross has a track record. Amidst all the things that are happening, he has a track record of many upstart churches, small churches, over the hill churches have benefited from the generosity of Bishop Ross Davis. So that's about all I want to say about that.
Thanks so much for your comment. Thanks so much for calling.
Absolutely.
We appreciate you.
Thank you
Not
so
a
much.
problem.
Dana Knowles say Big Brother getting a haircut, so we get a noise in the background.
I mean,
Oh, I apologize. I got to go. So, Dana, I love you, man. me and Dana, Dana's my close personal friend.
Close person friend.
just for those,
20 plus years.
for those who've been,
Almost 23, 24 years.
Yeah.
We go way back.
Way back.
Actually 25 years. Long time.
powerful.
Wow.
It was a nice little friendship reunion
Y'all
here on
old.
DGMT. You get everything, yeah. Everything, yeah.
Absolutely. Y'all do well now. I'm gone.
All right.
All right. Okay.
Good
Pastor.
afternoon. Just for those of you who have been following the videos but don't necessarily know, Bishop Ross Davis is the same person as Bishop Russ.
In case there's any confusion.
In case there's any confusion, the man referred to as Bishop
Roston.
Ross
Roston
by Bishop Lawrence
Ross
Roll
and
is
Russ.
the same.
Same person.
It's the same person as Bishop Ross.
All right, guys,
Davis.
we gotta get up on out of here. Well, it's time to go. Guess gotta go.
It's
man.
this time
been
to
long.
go.
It's time
But
to
it's
go
been a
home.
wonderful time with y'all.
Time
It's
to
been a
go
wonderful
home.
time with y'all. Really hoping to
Time.
see some of you newcomers come back
Time.
and bring a friend with you.
Time.
We like to keep ourselves current. We
Time
like
to
to
go
hear.
home.
We like to hear what. We like to stay up on top of what's on the beat.
There's a video that Vera sent me that I don't know if we can play that. I ain't ready for that yet.
Which one?
Because we need censorship for that.
Which
we get
one?
to hide body parts and stuff. The crossover service that you sent me from your people in your hometown. The crossover service.
No, they hide body parts in the video though.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
I saw back and I was like,
Delton.
let
Oh.
me close this. We don't
Delton,
that
there
last.
ain't nothing to talk about.
Next
There's
week.
nothing to talk about.
We
What's
don't-
there to talk about?
We talk about that next week.
All right. then.
Because that's one of them issues where, okay.
Because are they church people now? Oh goodness, that's a good takeoff from
So
there.
yeah, so we talk about that next week. 'Cause that right there.
As we conclude, because
Anyway,
today's lesson is everyone's your brother till they're not. At
Oh, yeah.
what point are they not my brother?
at what point?
At what point can I now wash my hands of them? Literally wash
Literally wash my hands and feet.
and feet and my entire
And
body.
Anyway, guys, y'all be safe. Have a great weekend, a great holiday weekend. Be safe, stay safe. It's a holiday on Monday. As we celebrate what? What do we celebrate on Monday?
Majority rule.
Hey, look at
day.
you. Check it
Me
out.
and my silly
I
behind
don't
was about
know.
to say Labor Day.
Like, I don't know. It's a day off. That's all I know.
No. I have learned that if I'm going to really appreciate these holidays, I gotta know why.
Gotta know why.
I
you
gotta
celebrate.
know why.
So
Gotta know
happy
why.
Majority Rule Day. Make sure you find yourself with like-minded believers tomorrow. We invite you to join us at Life Worship Center. We have one service tomorrow, do we?
Yes.
Okay, 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. Just one early morning service, so be early to get a seat because of Omarion, we got to save space and things.
Malu was here.
Hey,
Malu was
Malu.
here. Nice to see you, love.
So join us
Oh,
down
my
there
love.
at Life Worship Center. We begin at 8 a.m. in the CH Reeves Auditorium, right there off Minnie and Ethel Street. That corner there by CH Reeves and Aaron Bailey. That's CH Reeves. We're in the CH Reeves Auditorium. So come join us, me, Viri, Pastor Denzel, everybody
and many of the people that have been on the live today.
You can see them tomorrow.
Cassie Knowles will be there.
Marisha
will be there.
Frankie might come in early.
Frankie may just swing by. Who knows?
So anyway, y'all be safe, man. Have a great weekend. Anything else? Any closing words? Any shout outs you want to give out? No? Anybody else you want to hear out? Okay, then.
See what the Lord has done.
That's the heaviest prayer.
That's the song of 2022. See what No, there was a song I wanted you to play, but it was in my spirit, and I forgot it.
Yeah, give me ahead of time. Give me
all right, I was supposed to give it to you ahead of time. Let God arise. That's been heavy in my spirit this week.
Why?
I don't know. Let God.
Were you a person did you talk to me about that song? Yeah. You talked to me about that song. You talked about that song recently. When? Could you what is that song? What was the words of the song?
No.
I think it was you.
The words are very straightforward. Let God arise and his enemies
exactly. I think you said to
oh, yeah, it was.
We didn't talk about this song.
It's been in my spirit though. It's been on replay.
See, that's why. Anyway, guys, do we have that song? I didn't have that song. I don't have that.
Next week.
I don't know. You have any song to leave because you told me last year I couldn't play anything I played last year because it's in the new year. So I have no new stuff.
Yeah, we're not doing that this year. So we're leaving all those things behind.
From the day you return. But Dana's new to the show. He don't know that. From the day you...
He doesn't need to know. Because if you play that song, then you have to go back and explain why we listened to that song. And that's a whole... I'm not doing it. Julianne, come for your husband, please.
I am your own. Anyway, we leave the way to see where we started. We leave it to Blame It Medley from Davey and Chase. Y'all go support Baby Artists. There's some amazing artists doing some amazing things. You hear here on Glow 93.9 FM.
On Sunday?
No, I think they postponed it.
No, it's back up.
Back on?
Because he's recovered.
Oh, okay. I thought it was postponed.
Posted today that it's back up.
It's
the
back
Devil
up?
Thought He Had Me.
But I got away.
No, you always pick up the wrong Devil song.
This one.
The other one. The Devil Thought He Had Me.
Oh, I thought my life. Got it. I got it now.
Wrong song.
I got you.
I think we should just sing the people.
Sing it out. All right, buddy. Turn the hymn notes to. Let's do a congregational song as we end. Sing it if you know it. Anyway, guys, we gone. Let me leave out David and Chase to see where we started.
Virtual.
To see where we can leave.
It's virtual.
On the virtual show.
So
the album release for Davian.
So 3 hours ago, it was still happening. As of 12 minutes ago, it's virtual. So there will be a virtual album release for Davian's debut album, The True Worship album. It will be on Sunday, January the 9th, which is Sunday tomorrow. Jeez, I was going to say Sunday coming right tomorrow.
It is coming.
At 7 p.m. It will be on the live. If you go to his Facebook page, you will be able to find more details. In fact, it's just going to be on Facebook and on YouTube, so everyone can access it, which is awesome.
So support Bohemian Artists, people.
Let's take back the live.
Reclaim
the live.
Just reclaiming our time on the live. I think Joy Nay also has a new song out. Joy Nay Gibson. I always say her name wrong. Joy Nay Gibson. She has a new song, Arise, that's coming out. I think it's out already. So support Bohemian Artists. There's some amazing artists doing some amazing things all 2022. So support our Bohemian Artists. And y'all be safe.
Y'all know when I go away, I buy DGMT friendly t-shirts. Something for you to end the show with. Note to self. Smile more, worry less. Bye, everyone.
Okay, all right then. Let God rise. I got that song though. Blame it. We play everything, man.
And we going.
All right.
We going.
All right, y'all. Let God be
in
safe.
a while.
Deuce.
But I just want to make sure you're ready to go there. You're ready to go.
Bye, everybody.
You sure? Just nudge your neighbor real quick and say, neighbor, you ready to go? You ready? You ready for the meeting? Hey! Yeah! Hey! It's a timing. Oh, yeah. Blame it on the music. Oh, it's a timing. Oh, yeah. Blame it on the music. Oh, it's exciting. Oh, yeah. Blame it on the music. Oh, it's exciting. Oh, yeah. Blame it on the music. Come on, let's go. Say it's exciting. It's exciting.